So we're back with you here at CBTV. Sorry about that, but as you said, we want to try and give you the best experience we can. And obviously we've got a few internet issues. Hopefully that's got everything sorted. We've rebooted. Ian's rebooted.
I've moved me route. I went upstairs and I got the wire and I thought pull it under I pulled it anyway. So it should be better now. The router's it's hanging out the window, but it should be a better reception because it's coming down.
And have you got your rubber-soled shoes on?
Yes, I have. Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
that makes all the difference.
I have. Yeah.
You taught me that.
Oh dear me.
So we've just done a bit of Yumka. We've done a bit of Purple People Eater. So Time Warp was asked for, wasn't it?
Time Warp and don't forget my favourite. Big
Fish, Little Fish. Could have a bit. It's my favourite too now. I've got to be honest. Big Fish.
What's it for a bit, have we? Everybody do a chocolate.
We did a bit of chocolate as well.
Oh, we've got people. They're coming back on. Thank you for sticking with us. I know it was.
I've got mine coming back too.
But these technical things, sometimes you think, for goodness sake, I think it's because everybody goes on the internet, perhaps at this time of day. I don't know.
Could be.
There you go.
You think they'd leave it for us, wouldn't you?
Let's try.
Time warp. Time warp.
Are you ready? So you think you can do the time warp, eh? Well, let me tell you. It's astounding. Time is fleeting. Madness takes its toll. But listen closely. Not for very much longer. I've got to keep control. It's just a jump to the left. And then a step to the right. With your hands on your hips. You bring a peace inside. But it's the pelvic thrust that really drives you insane. Let's do the time warp again. Let's do the time warp again. It's a dreamy whole fantasy free me, so you can't feel me. No, not at all. In another dimension, with voyeuristic intention, well secluded, I see all. It's just a jump to the left. And then a step to the right. With your hands on your hips. You bring a peace inside. But it's the pelvic thrust that really drives you insane. Let's do the time warp again. Let's do the time warp again.
Put your right hand up above your head and your left hand too, like my sister said. Bring both hands slowly to your hips and move your body and lick your lips. Lick your lips. Now jump to the left and step to the right. You got the time warp. Now get it right. Get it right. Let's exercise. Let's exercise. Let's exercise. Let's exercise. Let's exercise. Let's exercise.
It's just a jump to the left. And then a step to the right. With your hands on your hips.
Hooray!
There we go, Eliza. Oh, I've got these funny earphones, and if you've not got them on the right ears, they don't stay on, and I've got them on the wrong ears. Hang on. That's better.
What difference does that make? That should make any difference.
It should, but it's the shape of this is set for left and right. Oh.
I'm just
He's
pulling that
playing
out of
with
there.
USBs.
Yeah, because he's not finding the camera's come on, but it's not finding it. It's not showing the camera. So I wondered if it's because the extension's not wired the same or something, or
Possible.
something. I don't know.
Possible. You look great, though. You look great. Don't worry.
Thank you. Thank you.
Look
I've
great.
just found a little button in I didn't see what it did, but there's a little button when you go into video settings. There's a little tick box. It says "Touch me up."
Touch up my appearance.
Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah, well, same thing.
No, I don't have that ticked.
No, well, I didn't know what it does, and I was scared to. I was scared. I thought I better not like get a touch up in just in case it's not the touch up. I think it's a touch up.
You're terrible.
I'm sorry. You know what I mean, though.
I still want to do, and I think we should try and do it for next Wednesday for the extended. I still really want to get the wheels on the bus going. I think if everybody puts in their suggestions
Yeah,
and starts doing it now,
yeah,
so we can get them in there so we know what the modern people are,
yeah.
not the 1970s version.
It won't be like the old one, will it? This one now we'll have to have a spreadsheet.
Well,
It'd be terrible, wouldn't it?
you know, because you got to put Boris on the bus. He'd be on the bus, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Could have that for Boris.
What? For what? Go out, but stay in,
That's it.
and stay in, but don't go out.
Do go out.
Do go out.
They're all saying yes. They want yes. They want the wheels on the bus.
Oh, it's because they don't know what it is. That's why people are saying that. They don't
It's one of the funniest things, and it could take up the whole hour.
No, I don't want to do it then. I don't want to do it.
And I saw a book yesterday, The Wheels on the Bus. I nearly bought it for you.
Never.
I thought that's a sign. That's a sign to get the wheels on the bus brought into the 21st century.
Very good.
I think we should do it. But
Um,
until then,
Is that working now? Are we all working correctly and everything?
seems
now?
so. I've had a thumbs up from producer Andy. He seems very happy. He's relaxed now. He's not like this because it's all in his hands, of course. He does panic. Right, no, but he's calm now. He's sat down. He's calm and collective.
So you've had the thumbs up from producer Andy.
Yes. Should we carry on with Kids Club, Ian? Terrible.
Oh, sorry. It was the way you said it kept your face. I thought, does he know what he's just said?
You're innocent. Pure innocent.
Yeah, I'll say
Shall
it
we
for
have a bit
later.
of the Okie Kokie?
Okie dokie.
Should we have a bit? Why not? Let's have a bit of the Okie Kokie.
Yeah, if you want to. Yeah, do the okie dokie.
I'll join in a little bit to this because I like this one.
Okay. Oh, okay. Now turn that off. Press that. I have to think how it goes then. Right, here we go then. Okie dokie. So we need to get in like a circle, some kind of a circle, or just standing up in our lounges in front of the city, and not too close to the telly because we've got to kick our legs and we don't want to kick the. Oh, you're back.
From 2 metre distance.
A what?
From a 2 metre distance.
Well, no, you're all right with your own family, aren't you? You're all right with the what's it? Okay, so we're going to stand there, hold hands now. Okay, we're going to start with your left leg. So give your left leg a little shake. No, that's your right one. The other one, the left one. That's it. That's the one. Yeah. You put your left leg in, your left leg out, in, out, in, out. You shake it all about. You do the okie dokie and you turn around. That's what it's all about. Hold together. Oh, the okie dokie. Oh, the okie dokie. Oh, the okie dokie. And knees bent, arms straight. Right leg. You put your right leg in, your right leg out, in, out, in, out. You shake it all about. You do the okie dokie and you turn around. That's what it's all about. Hold together. Oh, the okie dokie. Oh, the okie dokie. Whoa, whoa, the okey cokey. Knees bent, arms straight. Left arm, left arm. You put your left arm out, your left arm in, out, out. You shake your doll about. You do the okey cokey and you turn around. That's what it's all about. Hold together now, hold the okey cokey. Oh, the okey cokey. Whoa, the okey cokey. Knees bent, arms straight. Right arm. You put your right arm in, your right arm in, out, out. You shake it all about. You do the okey cokey and you turn around. That's what it's all about. Whoa, the okey cokey. Whoa, the okey cokey. Whoa, the okey cokey. And he's bent, arm stretch. Here's the quiet one there, right? You put your left ear in, your left ear out, in, out, in, out. You shake it all about. You do the okey cokey and you turn around. That's what it's all about. Shh. Oh, the okey cokey. Oh, the okey cokey. Oh, the okey cokey. It is bend, arm stretch. You put your right finger up your nose, your left finger up your nose. Pick in, out, in, out. You dig your bogies out. You do the okey cokey and you turn around. And that's what it's all about. Whoa, the okey cokey. Whoa, the okey cokey. Whoa, the okey cokey. Knees bend, arms stretch. Here's the quick one. Put your whole self in, whole self out, in that, shake it about. Do the cookie, turn around. That's what it's all about. Here you go. Woo, the cookie. Whoa, the cookie. Whoa, the cookie. Need an arm stretch. Hey. Oh, it seems, it just feels very strange doing that to myself. in a room on my own, just singing the okey cokey.
Yeah, well, I dance the whole thing with you.
Thank you, Jim. Thank you very much. You
I've
look
got
worn out.
Things wrong there.
You
Really.
look worn out now.
But it was a bit confusing because you said put your right arm in.
Yeah.
Put your right arm in.
That was just to see if they were listening, you see.
Got me very confused. Got me very confused.
Now, let's have a
Now-
look. Who have we got now? Oh, we've got quite a few now. Chris is on again. Chris Derry. Hello, Chris Derry. Ian, can we have pineapples?
Pineapple!
See, you've started something now. That's Rebecca. I don't know, Rebecca. I don't know. Hayley wants chocolate, please, Jem. They've said.
Yes.
Can we have...
Well,
in fact,
they've actually on. I think is that Hayley Walters has written that.
yeah, they're probably on everything.
Well, I've got Dean here, and he's actually asked me if I can dedicate it to Hayley's dad, Alan,
Yeah.
who got the all clear from prostate cancer on Monday.
Oh, brilliant.
So we should do that
Brilliant.
very, very happily.
Excellent.
And I've just people are sending me the cuckoo move again. I will learn it. I promise.
Let me write it down. What's it called? Kookawa?
Cuckoo move. K-O-U, K-O-U. One word. Cuckoo, one word. Yes,
Cuckoo. Okay. I'll look at it. I'll have a look and I'll see if
You've
I
got.
can.
Can you dab?
Can I what? Good.
Can you dab?
Like that?
That's it.
Yeah, I
You've
can
got
do
to be
that.
able to dab to do the cuckoo moves. You see.
I can dab. I'm watching. I got me in on the streets. Ear to the ground.
I've just had a private message come through as well saying, "Can we have pineapple?" Please, Ian.
I never realised until you said that. And now everybody's listening for it. The trouble is, I get confused now. When are we finding out the winners of the writing competition? Nicola says. Nicola Howard.
We've had a little discussion about that today, haven't we?
Yes, we have.
And we shall be announcing the results on Friday.
Friday evening will be the result. So listen on Friday, Nicola, just to see how close you came. I'm joking. I don't know yet, do I? But no. Have a listen on Friday, and we'll be announcing the winners on Friday. So that's going to be lovely. Is that free holiday? That's holidays, isn't it?
Yeah, free holiday. 3 holidays we're giving. 3 free holidays we're giving away there.
Free holidays.
3 free holidays. That's quite hard to say, isn't it? One for the adults, one for the teens, and one for the children.
Oh, lovely. Okay.
Yes, but make sure the children do come accompanied by an adult, because we do prefer
Don't
that.
just for goodness sake, don't just send the kids on holiday on their own. For goodness sake. Look at us. Do you think we could look after kids?
Do we have a bit of chocolate then for Alan?
Chocolate, chocolate, everybody do a chocolate. Oh, I love this. This is great. Okay.
Woo! Everybody in the world likes chocolate. We love it. Oh, it makes you happy. Yeah, it gets you sexy. It makes you fat. But we don't care about that. Now, come on. Un, dos, tres. Mama, she said roly poly. Papa, he said holy moly. Everybody wants a chocolate. All the girls want candy, candy. All the boys get ready, ready. Everybody wants a chocolate. Come on. Clap, clap. Slap, slap. Everybody say a chocolate. Here we go. Clap, clap. Slap, slap. Everybody say a chocolate. 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 Mama, she says roly poly. Papa, he says holy moly. Everybody wants a chocolate. All the girls want candy, candy. All the boys get ready, ready. Everybody wants a chocolate. Come on. Clap, clap. Slap, slap. Everybody say a chocolate. Here we go. Clap, clap. Slap, slap. Everybody say a chocolate. Come on. Chocolate. 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 Wave to the people on the left hand side now. Wave to the people on the right hand side now. Wave to the people with the pretty backside. Now we do it all again and we feel alright. Un, dos, tres. Clap, clap. Slap, slap. Clap, clap. Slap, slap. Clap, clap. Slap, slap. Everybody say a chocolate. Come on. Chocolate. Chocolate. Chocolate.
Hooray! 1, 2, 3.
Hooray! 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 Hooray!
Now, Dean.
Have you noticed anything?
Oh, hello, nostrils. Oh, flare those nostrils.
I don't know where to shove it now. Should I shove it over there?
Careful.
It's you know what it is. Don't you? It doesn't like that extension.
Ah,
No, it doesn't like the extension.
Dean has had a very, very good idea. Very good idea. Because we've got our talent show tomorrow, haven't we? Our variety show.
I doubt it. If it's the Dean I know, I doubt it. I doubt it.
Well, Dean's going to film his daughters doing the cuckoo move. So we can put that on as part of the party dances. And if anybody else wants to do that as well, if you want to do one of the party dances and film that and send it in, and we'll all do the party dances with you instead of me, I'd happily do that. Because then I don't have to speak afterwards and say I'm out of breath.
That'd be good, wouldn't it? That'd be really
That'd
good.
be really good.
Can you see me now?
I can see you now. That's better. We're not seeing up your nose now. It's a good job you did that pick your nose thing in the...
Lovely.
But Ian, I think it's that time.
I'm looking over. I'm still looking at that camera over there. I've got to look at this camera here. I feel like a movie star now. I'm ready for my close up now.
No, please don't. It's HD after all.
I'm just looking. Oh, Anne Marie, evening Anne Marie, evening Peter, Peter Brown, he's on. What's it? Oh, there's loads here, isn't there? No, Sean's on.
Dean's asked where he should send his video to. Send it to gemclarick@gmail.com, please. I'll put that
Okay.
again in the chat while Ian's doing his agadoo.
I'll put that on the top there, just in case it falls off. Right then, are we ready? Are we ready for Agadoo? Is that what we're going to do now? Agadoo?
Pineapple!
Pineapple. I've got to remember to do it now, haven't I? Oh, yeah, okay. Right, here we go. Agadoo. All right. Agadoo, do, push pineapple, shake the tree. Agadoo, do, push pineapple, grind coffee. To the left, to the right, jump up and down and to the knee. Come and dance every night, sing with a hula melody. I met a hula mistress somewhere in Waikiki. Well, she was selling cannibals, playing ukulele. And when I went to the girl, come on and teach me to sway, she laughed and whispered to me, yes, come tonight to the bay. The lovely beach and the sky, the moon of Hawaii, the rum calypso sarong. Well, I'll be singing this song. Here we go. I got do, push pineapple, shake the tree. I got do, push pineapple, grind coffee. To the left, to the right, jump up and down and to the knee. Come and dance every night, sing with a hula mellow. I got do, push pineapple, shake the tree. I got do, push pineapple, grind coffee. To the left, to the right, jump up and down and to the knee. Come and dance every night, sing with a hula melody. Then down on the shore, they gather romance. She showed him much more, not only to dance. Here we go! Woo! I got do, push pineapple, shake the tree. I got do, push pineapple, grind coffee. To the left, to the right, jump up and down and to the knee. Come and dance every night, sing with a hula melody. The lovely beach and the sky, the moon of Hawaii, the rum calypso sarong. We'll all be singing this song. Woo! 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 Keep shining. I got do, push pineapple, shake the tree. I got do, push pineapple, grind coffee. To the left, to the right, jump up and down and to the knee. Come and dance every night, sing with a hula mellow. I got do, push pineapple, grind coffee. I got do, push pineapple, grind coffee. To the left, to the right, jump a banana to the knee. Come and dance every night, sing with a hula melody. Hooray! 1, 2, 3! Hooray!
Ian, I've just realised something. I've not given Jagger and Woody the new meeting ID.
Oh no!
So would you mind doing another quick song while I sort that out?
I can do the. Can I do the conga?
You can indeed.
I'll do the conga. Right. Okay. Right. We're going to do conga on this one. So getting your lines in, everybody. Grabbing your waist of the person in front of you, and we're going to have a great big like snake, and we're going to go all round the lounge on this one. Okay. Okay. Right. Okay. So here we go then with the conga. The conga. Don't go outside though. Only around the lounge and the hall and in the kitchen and back. Okay. Here we go. Best years of our lives, I ask you no questions, but you tell me lies. 'Cause all of the time you're just full of surprise. Please tell me if all this is true. 'Cause deep down inside all I wanted was you. Whoa, whoa, makes me wanna dance. Whoa, whoa, it's a new romance. Whoa, whoa, I look into your eyes. Whoa, whoa, best years of our lives. Woo! When we first met, I could hardly believe the things that would happen and we could achieve. So let's stick together for all of the time and thank my good fortune that you are still mine. Whoa, whoa, makes me wanna dance. Whoa, whoa, it's a new romance. Whoa, whoa, I look into your eyes. Whoa, whoa, best years of our life. Woo! I ask you no questions, but you tell me lies. 'Cause all of the time you're just full of surprise. Please tell me if all this is true. 'Cause deep down inside all I wanted was you. Whoa, whoa, makes me wanna dance. Whoa, whoa, it's a new romance. Whoa, whoa, I look into your eyes. Whoa, whoa, best years of our life. Here we go. Whoa, whoa, makes me wanna dance. Whoa, whoa, it's a new romance. Whoa, whoa, I look into your eyes. Whoa, whoa, best years of our lives. Whoa, whoa, makes me wanna dance. Whoa, whoa, it's a new romance. Whoa, whoa, I look into your eyes. Whoa, whoa, best years of our lives. Woo. Best years of our lives.
Hooray!
Hooray! 1, 2, 3.
Hooray!
Un, deux, tres.
Un, deux, tres.
Un, deux, trois.
Un, deux, trois. No, I don't know that one.
No, not me. I just felt like I just wanted to just have a go, you know.
No, hopefully they'll get the message. So they might be on it. We might be a little bit late with the quiz. Let's see.
It's a funny old evening tonight, isn't it? Really, we're having loads of problems.
Technical issues all over the place, isn't it?
Don't know what it is. And there I was thinking I'd done a good job by putting new batteries in my mouse today. I thought, get some new batteries in because I'd like my mouse to drop out halfway through. And I don't know what I've done now. It's all over the place.
Now, just another reminder about tomorrow night that we are looking for people's videos.
Yes.
Send them in. You're singing a song, telling a joke, doing a dance, reading a poem, anything you want. Doesn't matter how long it is, how short it is. Do a party dance, anything. Send them to gemclarick@gmail.com. And we'll have a bit of a variety show tomorrow night along with
I better put that back in. I better put that back in again because I put it in, but it was on the other session, wasn't it?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I'll put mine back
So I put it in. So it's Gem Clarack
at
gmail.com.
That's the one.
gemclarick@gmail.com. So that's where you've got to send your videos to. Tomorrow, I've put it in now. It's in the comments now. So send your video there. So Mandy Rowlinson, send your video there when you do your what's it when you do your song. Film yourself and send it to that address there because she's watching. Man's on tonight. Mandy.
Who's Mandy?
You know Mandy. Oh, she's loads of trouble, isn't she?
Oh,
What's it?
that man.
She likes a drink. You know that one.
We can have a drink before you do your video.
I'm joking. I'm joking. You know Sid that comes down.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Sid, well, that's Sid's wife.
It's weird now because you're not looking at me when you talk to me.
Oh no, I'm looking down. That's Sid's wife. But I'm looking at the screen. I'm so used to looking at the screen because you're over there now and I'm down here, aren't I? In fact, I think I'm going to put that camera back over there. What's it? Yeah. Evening, Mark Rees. David Jones. Everybody stay safe. Stay safe all. Yes, you too, David. You too. It won't be long now. We'll all be watching, won't we, soon? Oh dear. You look like you're very, very intense. You nodded off, have you? Is he still there? Hello?
No,
Oh
just
yeah.
reading. Unfortunately, they can't get on. Okay, Jagger and Woody can't get on.
Okay. Would you do another one then?
If you do, and then I'll sort out a quiz from this end.
Okay.
I'll sort out a little quiz for
Oh,
us.
so they can't get on at all? They're not coming
No,
on?
they can't get on at all.
Oh, okay. All right then. Yeah. No, don't make me do a quiz. 'Cause I'll lose sleep over my quizzes now.
So if you can do us a little song, and I'll get us a quiz ready.
Okay, I'm going to do then. What shall I do? Let me do the twister, and we can do let's twist again, and then we can. I'll just L. Is it L? L. 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 Let's stick. Let's twist. Let's stick together. Let's twist again. See, let's stick. Let's twist. Okay, right. So we're going to twist on this one. Can you all twist? Of course you can. It's ever so easy. Here we go. Woo! Let's twist again, like we did last summer. Come on, let's twist again, like we did last year. Do you remember when things were really humming? Come on, let's twist again. Twisting time is here. Whoa, 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 round and up and down we go again. Baby, you make me know you love me so. Again, 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 I said twist again, like we did last summer. Come on, let's twist again. Twisting time is here. Here we go. Who's that guy there? Is it a bird? No. Is it a plane? No. Is it the twister? Yeah. Whoa, 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 round and up and down we go again. Baby, you make me know you love me so. Again, 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 I said twist again, like we did last summer. Come on, let's twist again. Twisting time is here. Here we go. Who's that guy there? Is it a bird? No. Is it a plane? No. Is it the twister? Yeah. Whoa, 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 round and up and down we go again. Baby, you make me know you love me so. Again, 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 I said twist again, like we did last summer. Come on, let's twist again. Twisting time is here. Come on, let's twist again, like we did last year. Come on, let's twist again. Twisting time is here. Wop, wop, hooray. Hooray, 1, 2, 3.
Ray, 1, 2, 3.
Hooray. Oola, ala, oola, oola.
So, quiz time.
Is it that time already? What time is it now?
It's gone 8 o'clock already. Look at that.
So it's flown by, isn't it? Right, so let me come back over there.
So I've got a TV and movie quiz that I've just managed to quickly find for us.
Okay.
Okay, and there's 25 questions tonight. Okay.
In fact, I should have left that there and just changed the camera back to the other one, shouldn't I? For goodness sake.
But it's like one of those documentaries now, like a real life documentary thing, you know, where the cameras follow them around the house. It's just a very Blair Witch Project. Very good.
The only thing they'll say is, they got no carpet. I know. Oh, I don't like that because you can't see me now because the mic's in the way. Isn't it? Let me go back to my other camera. And coming through. Oh, there. Oh, see, look how dark that is. Oh, that's a lot darker, isn't it, really?
Right. So 25 questions on film and TV.
Okay.
Question number 1.
Here we go.
How many
here we go.
Oscars did the Titanic movie get?
Oh, this was a lot, wasn't it? It was a lot.
Yes. How many Oscars did the Titanic movie get?
Shall I type mine in the chat?
Yes, please. And you're incorrect.
Higher or lower?
Higher.
Never.
Yes. Question number 2. How many Tomb Raider movies were made? It always panics me when I get a quiz off the internet in case it's not been updated. Or...
Yeah.
Okay. So how many Tomb Raider movies were made?
Have I got
In
it
fact,
right?
what I'll do, just to make sure, how many Tomb Raider movies were made starring Angelina Jolie? That makes it clearer.
Oh, okay.
In case.
Okay.
Just in case. Question number 3. Which malformation did Marilyn Monroe have when she was born?
Oh, I know this. I know this. Oh no, I don't. Was it, or was it the other one?
You still got question 1 wrong. Got question 2 right. Question. I think I know what you mean by that. So I think yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Strange.
Question number 4. This is a tough one. What's the house number of The Simpsons?
Oh, I wouldn't
What is
know.
their house number? Oh, that's a toughie.
I wouldn't know that.
No, incorrect. Right amount of digits,
Yeah.
but the wrong ones. I give everybody a clue with that one. It's got 3 digits in it.
How does the music go for The Simpsons?
Down, 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 down.
Oh, it's the other way around. Is it that one?
Nope.
Are the numbers right, but in the wrong
No.
order?
None of them. Question number 5. What's the name of the prison in the film The Rock?
Oh, that's what's the name?
See what he's put?
I can't spell it.
No, you can't. But yes, that's correct.
But you know what I meant. You know what
Yes,
I meant.
I know what
yeah.
you meant. but-
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Okay.
Question 6. Who is the protagonist in the last... Sorry, start that again. Who was the protagonist in the last action hero film?
Oh, what's his name? I know him. Oh, I can't think of his name, Jim, and I know him. I know it is.
Oh, no. Oh, he's lost it. He's lost it.
No, I just can't think of it. I know it is, but I can't think of his name. I could see his face.
Never mind. Never mind. Moving on to question number 7. What's the pseudonym of Alan Stewart Koenigsberg?
Koenigsberg.
Koenigs. Koningsberg. Koenigsberg.
Koenigsberg.
So what's the other name of Alan Stewart Koenigsberg?
A-S-K. A-S-K. Does that mean anything? Ask who? Don't know. I know, but it works when the eggheads do it. It always works, doesn't it?
Question number 8. What's the name of the little dragon in the animated movie Mulan? And it is in the animated version because apparently the new version does not have this character in it, which was very disappointing.
And it's a little dragon.
Little Dragon was played by Eddie Murphy. Very funny character. What was his name? Okay. Question number 9. Which actor plays Sonny Crockett in Miami Vice in 2006?
Oh, these. I'm going to be no good with names tonight. I can't think of anybody's name.
Okay, this is the film version, by the way. It's not the TV series. Which actor played Sonny Crockett in the Miami Vice movie in 2006?
If it's the one I'm thinking of, he went out with Barbara Streisand at one point.
Oh, no, don't think it is the one you're thinking of then.
Sometimes I just say things just to see what you say.
Yeah, you'll know this one. Here's one you'll know. Question 10. Who is the director of Reservoir Dogs? Who's the director of Reservoir Dogs?
Is it the little bloke or is it the ugly bloke? There's 2, isn't there? I don't know which one it is. One's like a little one, and then one's like a funny-looking one.
No idea what you're going on about at all.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I can't think of anybody. My brain's gone now. Why? I'm still trying to think of... Oh, I've got it. Hold on. Not that one, but I've got the other one I was trying to think of.
No.
No, that was the one earlier on.
No. It wasn't.
No.
No. No.
Oh, that was the one I couldn't think of, and I could see his face.
Question 11. Who's the director of The X-Files?
How are we supposed to know this?
Well,
Is it somebody famous?
It was a big... Well, I think he became famous for making this film. You
Or
could
is
have
it-
a couple of hard questions in a quiz, haven't you? Just...
Is it...
We all knew the answers. It'd be pretty boring.
Is it
No,
him?
it's not.
No.
No, because it was a TV series first of all, wasn't it? Then
Yeah,
turned-
it was. Yeah.
Question 12. Who was the male protagonist in The Horse Whisperer? Which actor?
Oh.
Which actor was the male protagonist in The Horse Whisperer? The spelling's dreadful on this quiz, by the way.
Is that one?
Yes. You got one.
Yes. I've got one.
You got one.
No, actually, I've got two. I've got two there now because I got the right number of Tomb Raider films, things.
Yes.
Yeah, so I've got two now.
Too well done. Question 13. Who played the role of Peter Pan in the movie Hook? Who played Peter Pan in the movie Hook?
Oh, it's just, well, you know what I mean.
I know what you mean. Yes, that's right.
You know what? It's because I've got wires here. Because now I've got that camera. There's wires everywhere, isn't there?
Question 14.
14.
Which Italian film director is considered as the father of the spaghetti western?
Oh, I know this. I know this. Oh, it's got a famous daughter.
Which Italian film director is considered as the father of the spaghetti western?
Oh, what was her name? What's it in it?
Have a sip of my tea.
Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high.
Clue then, Ian. Big clue then.
Did you give what was the clue?
You said about his daughter. You couldn't think of what
Yeah.
her name was.
Yeah.
I said, I'm just having a drink of my tea. Oh, that's lovely. That's lovely.
Tia.
Question number 15. What number is on Herbie the Beetle? What number is on Herbie the Beetle? Is that your answer
Yeah.
there?
Yeah.
Nowhere near. Just as far away, but the other end.
Oh, okay.
Closer.
It's one of them, isn't it? It's one of them.
No.
No. Is it that one?
It's the one I just put in. Question number 16.
I never knew that. I never knew that.
Which actor played the James Bond parody of Austin Powers?
I can't think of his second name, but that was his first name.
That was his first. Question number 17.
Oh, these are horrible, aren't they? When you can't.
What is the name of the bald commander of the Enterprise in Star Trek? What is the name of the bald commander of the Enterprise in Star Trek?
Is it that one?
Yes, it is.
Are you after the character's name?
No, that's what I've got there.
Yeah.
Good. Question 18. What's the name of Steven Spielberg's black and white film about the Second World War? Great movie.
About the Second World War.
Brilliant movie.
So if it's the Second World War, it's not 1917 then, is it?
No.
And it's a black and white film.
Black and white film, yeah. 99.9.
It's not that one, is it? Is it that one?
No, it's not.
I didn't think that was in black and white.
Yeah. Well. Question 19. Who was the leading actress in Sister... I can't speak. Who was the leading actress in Sister Act 1 and Sister Act 2?
Oh.
Yes. I hope you get that one right.
You got that one.
Question 20. What's the profession of Popeye? I hope you get this one as well. Yes. Well, they've actually put something different here, but I will put...
Oh, have they?
Yes. Question number 21. Who was the director of the movie The Piano? Oh, this is a tough one.
Oh, I wouldn't know that.
one.
You've got to give us a clue.
The only clue I can really give you, because I've never heard of them, is the fact that they're female. There aren't many female directors, unfortunately.
Well, I beg to differ. Barbara Streisand, she'd be gentle.
Mm.
must be others.
Rare from the anyone I think of.
I can't think who it possibly could be. The piano. It's nobody musical, is it? She's not musical.
No, but question 22 is kind of. Who was Mozart's great rival in the Amadeus movie?
Oh, it's Oh, he played him brilliant as well,
Yeah.
didn't he? What's it? Oh, I can't. I can only come up with the first big.
Question 23. Which French woman was the most famous actress in the world in the late 19th and early 20th century?
So that's going to be 18 something and 19 something inches. So the late, so it's 1890s to 1920, 1930s. French actress.
French actress.
Don't
She's
know.
got a name very, very similar to a famous American comedian actress. Very similar name. If that helps anybody.
Hold on.
Question 24.
My French is a bit. What's it?
Who played the lead role in the movie Scarface in 1983?
Oh, I know that one.
Correct.
Yeah.
Who played the lead role in the movie Scarface in 83? And finally, question 25. Who played Che Guevara in the movie Evita?
Somebody foreign, isn't it? Somebody foreign.
Che Guevara in the movie Evita.
I don't know, if I'm honest. I can only think of what's his name, Robert? No.
Once again, apologies for anybody that's tuned in for Jagger and Woody. Due to technical issues, they couldn't join us this evening.
Oh, I don't know. Some good questions there, Jim.
Were good ones, weren't they?
There were some good ones, and I couldn't think of some of the things I know, and I can't think of the names. I still can't think of that one's name.
I think you're thinking of a different film.
Yeah,
I think that one you're thinking of. That's what I think you're thinking of.
but
the
we'll
name.
see when we get there. Now we'll see. But don't rush the answers because I've got to digest them in case they ever come up again.
Okay. So let's do some answers then. Question 1. How many Oscars did the Titanic movie get?
12.
11. 11. Oh, that's a lot though, isn't it?
11. I knew it was more than 10.
You put 8 first of all.
Well, I did. And
No,
then I
did
put six,
six.
put 6, and then I put 10, and you went no more, and I thought more than 10. Yeah, 11. Goodness me, that's a lot, isn't it? That must have made loads of money, hadn't it?
But it's a great film. It was so well done.
Do you think the film made more than what it cost to build the boat?
I probably. I don't know. Well, I don't know. Seriously, that's a good question actually.
Yeah, I bet it did.
That's possible actually. Now, that's quite possible.
I bet it did.
Question number 2. How many Tomb Raider movies were made with Angelina Jolie? There were 2.
2.
Tomb Raider 1 and Tomb Raider 2.
Was it 2?
I think they have proper names, I think. Question number 3. Which malformation did Marilyn Monroe have when she was born?
6 toes.
11 toes.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. She had 5 on one foot and 6 toes. I think it was on the left foot.
I don't remember.
The same as Queen Elizabeth I as well. She was born.
Did she?
Yes.
There's a technical name for that, you know. And I can't think what it is, but there's like a medical term for that.
Extradigititis.
No.
No.
It's not tonsillitis. I can't think. It'll come.
Question number 4. What's the house number of The Simpsons?
Well, I ain't got a clue with this. 888.
742.
742.
It must have some relevance somewhere, but I'm not sure what. Question number 5. What's the name of the prison in the film The Rock? Was Alcatraz.
Alcatraz. I did get that one.
You got that one.
What's he was in that? Sean Connery was in that, wasn't
Question 6. Who is the protagonist in the Last Action Hero film?
he? Yeah. You know, you're right. I was thinking of that one.
Yeah.
It's Arnie.
It is. It's Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah. Question 7.
I
What's
knew
the
that.
pseudonym of Alan Stewart Königsberg?
Well, I haven't got a clue.
Woody Allen.
Woody Allen. Oh,
Woody.
okay.
His real name.
Yeah, Woody Allen.
Question 8. What's the name of the little dragon in the animated movie Mulan?
Well, I didn't know this.
Mushu.
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 Mushu. Mushu.
Hello.
What, moo. I'm just thinking now, because moo, I think in French moo's like small and in shoe. Shoe's cauliflower.
Yeah, but,
Chou-fleur. Chou-fleur.
Mulan's Chinese.
Is it Chinese?
Yes.
Well, somebody ought to tell them. What they're putting French words in a Chinese film for?
Question
I
number
haven't seen.
9.
I haven't seen. You know when you said it,
Yeah.
the reason I thought because when you said Mulan, and I thought, oh Mulan, that's French for windmill.
Ah, you thought Moulin Rouge, that's
Yeah, Mulan, and then I thought, oh, it's in that film. It's another Mulan, isn't it? Yeah, sorry.
Question number 9. Which actor played Sonny Crockett in the Miami Vice movie in 2006?
I still can't think of his name. He did a song with Barbra Streisand because he was going out with Barbra Streisand at the time. And I'm sure. Which one is it?
Colin Farrell.
No, it wasn't that one.
I don't remember him going out with Barbra Streisand.
No, well, who was the one in Miami Vice? Who was the one that played him in the series?
In the series...
Don Johnson.
Don
Don Johnson.
Yeah,
That's what I was thinking. Don Johnson, because Don Johnson went out with Barbra Streisand
that's right.
and they recorded a song together. In fact, he's not a bad singer.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Don't listen out for that
not a
one.
bad singer.
Question number 10. Who's the director of Reservoir Dogs?
Well, I wasn't sure.
Who were you thought you had...
Who was the one that did Kill Bill?
yeah, Quentin
Right.
Tarantino.
Tarantino. That's the one. That's the one I said. He's not very pretty.
Yeah.
But the other one is, I think, did he do The Godfather? The other one, and he's like the little short Italian, like American Italian director.
I know you mean. Can't think of his
Kind
name.
of, Thomas will tell us when he comes. He'll know.
Glasses.
That's it. Yeah, that's the one.
Scorsese.
Scorsese, Martin Scorsese.
I got it.
It was either him or him. Yeah.
Question number 11. Who was the director of The X-Files?
Well, this got me flummoxed. I didn't know.
A man called Rob Bowman.
I wouldn't. I don't know
I
who he is. Rob
I wouldn't.
Bowman. Don't know.
Question 12. Who was the male protagonist in The Horse Whisperer?
Got this one.
It was Robert Redford.
He's brilliant. I love Robert Redford films.
Oh, he was great.
Absolutely brilliant. What was the one where he was newspaper reporter? Do you remember the Watergate thing?
I don't.
He's the newspaper reporter that exposes like the Watergate thing with the President Nixon. It's brilliant film, brilliant actor.
Have they released a new version of that lately? With
Well, I
Meryl
don't know.
Streep?
Might have done. I don't know.
They've never really done that with Meryl Streep lately.
Yeah.
I might be wrong.
Don't know.
Question number 13. Who played the role of Peter Pan in the film Hook?
Robin Williams.
Correct. Robin Williams.
He was brilliant. Robin Williams, wasn't he?
great.
How clever was he? How fast
Great.
was he?
I love that movie as well, Hook.
Yeah.
Question 14. Which Italian film director is considered as the father of the spaghetti western?
Now I couldn't think of his name,
Yeah.
but who was Judy Garland's husband?
No. You're thinking of Manelli.
Yeah.
No.
Francis Minnelli. No.
No, wasn't him.
Oh, okay.
Sergio Leone.
Oh, that was going to be my second guess.
Yeah. And I only said I know there's an actress called Tia Leone.
Sergio Leone.
Sergio Leone.
I've never heard of him.
Sergio Leone.
Never heard of him.
Quite nice
Don't
to
know.
say, actually.
Okay. So,
Question number 15. What number is on Herbie the Beetle?
53.
53. Well done, Ian.
Thank you.
Well done for giving my answer. 53.
What did I put? I put 8, then 88, then 66, and 33. And he went, no.
Question number 16. Which actor plays the James Bond parody of Austin Powers?
It was Mike
Myers.
Myers.
Mike Myers.
I couldn't think of his second name, Mike Myers.
I had to change the question because they've actually put in here, give the name of the best James Bond parody.
Yeah.
Johnny English could come up for that as well. So
Yeah, it could.
that's why I had to change it
Yeah.
to...
No, well done. Well done.
I was going to do a very clever one and say what connects Austin Powers with the Halloween films.
I wouldn't have got that.
Well, the killer in the Halloween films is called Michael Myers.
Oh, okay.
That would have been clever.
Too clever
Question.
for our audience. Have you seen who's watching?
Question 17. What's the name of the bald commander in the Enterprise of Star Trek?
Jean-Luc Picard.
Picard. If you just got
Patrick
Picard,
Stewart.
you can
Patrick
have that.
Stewart. Yeah, Picard. Jean-Luc Picard.
Jean-Luc Picard.
It's supposed to be good. That thing on, is it Prime? On
Yeah, we haven't seen that yet either.
I haven't seen it, but people are saying like get past the first couple, and it's really, really good. I love him.
I've got to say that when people say that, I shouldn't have to get past the first couple.
No, but I think it's setting it up. I think it's a bit like lots of like sort of facts to set it up ready to launch like.
Yeah,
Well,
my
what's gonna-
rule of thumb is if I don't remember characters' names by the end of the first episode, I don't watch it. And that happens a lot.
It's a good job that done happen with our isolation channel. Who's that one again?
Question 18.
Yeah.
What's the name of Steven Spielberg's black and white film about the Second World War?
1942.
Schindler's List.
Oh, of course it is.
Of course it is. I tried to help when I said 99.9% black and white. Because you do have the odd little red jacket or candle burning.
Schindler's List. I've never seen it.
Oh,
Never seen it.
it's heart-wrenching, but it is incredible. Absolutely incredible film. Brilliant. Question 19. Who was the leading actress in Sister Act 1 and 2?
Whoopie doopie doo.
Whoopie-doopie-doo!
It was Whoopi Goldberg.
Pete Goldberg.
She's brilliant, isn't she?
Yes. Question 20. Hello. Oh, you got very
Sorry,
clever.
I was just putting my light on because it's gone dark.
Question 20. What's the profession of Popeye?
He's a sailor man.
He's a sailor man. They've actually put seaman here, but I'll accept.
Popeye the sailor man. I
That's
live
the
in a
one.
caravan. Don't mention caravans.
No. Question 21. Who's the director of the movie The Piano? This was a tough one.
Well, I hadn't got a clue.
Jane Campion. Did anybody get that? Because that's a really tough one.
Jane Campio.
Campion.
Campion.
As in a champion, but without an H.
No. Well, nobody's putting it. Nobody's put that up on the comments on Facebook now.
No, none of mine either. Question number 22. Who was Mozart's great rival in the Amadeus?
Salieri. Salieri.
Salieri.
Salieri.
Antonio Salieri.
Yes, Salieri. The guy that played him, he was brilliant. He's the same guy that played. Have you seen what's the one about the kid that plays the drums? And he makes him play really hard until his hands are bleeding and.
Oh, I know the one you mean. I haven't seen that.
Oh, it's a brilliant film.
Quite a fairly new film, isn't it? That.
Yeah, and he's really he's really sadistic with him. Well, it's the same guy that plays the teacher. He's brilliant. Actually, I can't think of his name.
I can't think of it.
I can't think
Google that
what it's
quickly.
called. The drummer thing.
Let's Google it.
Sorry, carry on anyway.
I'm just gotta find out now who played him.
Yeah.
Actor. Let's just put actor in, not just.
Just talk amongst yourselves for a minute. We're just fact finding. Can't think what it's called. What's his name?
F. Murray Abraham.
Well, I wouldn't have got that. But he's a great actor. He's brilliant.
Very
Brilliant
good.
actor.
Yes.
I wouldn't have got that.
Right, going back to our quiz. Question 23. Which French woman was the most famous actress in the world in the late 19th and early 20th century?
Well, that's really difficult because I mean that's you're going back to sort of early 1900s.
Yep.
I can't
Sarah
think.
Bernhardt.
Sarah Bernhardt.
Yeah.
The name rings a bell, but I don't know why. She's French.
But it says that's what it says. Which French woman was the most famous? Doesn't sound
Sarah.
a French name.
No, it doesn't sound, does it?
No, then it made me think of Sandra Bernhardt, who's the comedian actress. Quotes.
That's what I'm thinking of. That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, that's it. That's what I'm thinking of. Sorry, Jim. Yeah.
24. Who played the lead role in the movie Scarface in 1983?
Al Pacino.
Al Pacino.
Now, there's another series on Amazon Prime with
Yeah.
Al Pacino in that's supposed to be brilliant.
I've seen it advertised. I haven't watched
That he's like they're after like war criminals, and he plays the part. He's brilliant apparently.
I was
Again,
going to say, if it's got him in it, it's going to be good.
yeah,
He hasn't done a bad thing, you know.
yeah. Do you remember the one when he was he a detective, and he goes to does he go to Norway or Iceland? And it's like dark all the time. They have like darkness all day, like
Yeah.
in the winter, is it? And he's there and he's trying to solve this murder, and it's really intense, really
No.
good.
Not the deer
No.
stalker.
No, a later one.
No, I don't know that one.
You carry on. I'll find out Al Pacino films. I've
And
got
our
a lunch.
final question: who played Che Guevara in the film Evita? Antonio Banderas.
You know, all I could think of was, and who's the guy that plays the lead in My Family? Robert something.
Which lead?
He plays like the dad, the family,
The
of
granddad,
family.
dad, or the dad?
No, the dad. It's Robert somebody.
Ah.
And he used to play in. Oh, what was the thing called? Come the Day of the Revolution. Bop, 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 up against the wall. I'm not doing very well tonight, am
You're
I?
not doing it.
I'll start these things. I can't think of what's his name. But Citizen Smith.
No, that wasn't him.
Citizen Smith. No, I know it wasn't it, but that's all I could think of because he used to wear like a beret. In
Yeah.
one of the characters, like he was, he's like bop bop bop, come the revolution.
Actually, they do look a little bit similar. A little bit similar.
And I
In
can't
Boise.
think.
It was Boise, wasn't it, in that? And Citizen.
That's it. Yeah.
Boise. There we go. So there's your 25. So Claire Howell's got 14. Lynn and Jane have got 11.
Am I watching the same? Nobody's put anything on my feeds. Nobody's put anything.
Oh. Robert Lindsay. He does look like Robert Lindsay.
Robert Lindsay, yeah.
Well done, Barry Shield. Well done.
Oh,
yes.
Suzanne's got 7. Suzanne Nixon, she's got 7 out of 25.
Marianne Gower's got 15.
Oh, Scent of a Woman, that was a good film. Do you remember that?
Oh, I've never seen that. It's when he's blind, isn't it?
Yes.
With Matt Damon.
Yeah.
Matt Damon.
Brilliant.
I can't say that now from after watching the film Team America. I can't say Matt Damon properly now. I don't know if you've seen that. That's a very funny movie.
Sea of Love. I'm trying to think. I can't think what that film was called. Insomnia.
Oh,
I think.
Hello.
Oh, you just popped up from nowhere then.
Mhm.
Trying to turn you into a hat, but you're already there.
Oh, Thomas, we could have done with you. We were trying to think of like these names, and I said Thomas had no. Thomas had no. Anyway, we got there in the end, but it was what's it?
We had a good little movie and TV throwing.
Oh, okay.
Robin. He was in the film with Robin Williams, Al Pacino, and Robin Williams. Insomnia, 2002.
I don't remember that film.
I don't remember that either.
Good film.
Mm.
If that's the one I'm thinking of. I can't watch it. Anyway, there we go.
Evening, how are you?
Yeah, I'm tired. Tired. I was going to have an early night tonight, but I thought no. I'll join in.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
No, it's strange couple of days really. With Boris Johnson's announcement has caused all types of confusion and chaos within the holiday park industry, especially in England, because a lot of people perhaps don't realise that we own 2 parks. Vale Holiday Parks own 2 parks in England, in Cornwall. And when Boris announced yesterday, I think it was, that you can travel as far as you like to reach an outdoor space, it's really opened a can of worms, because the situation we're in now is, in England, the housing market's reopened. So I'll give you some examples. So the housing market's reopened, which means, in effect, if you, let's take Andy and Jem. So let's say you was at home in Telford,
Yeah.
and you thought to yourself, do you know what? We'd love to buy a holiday cottage by the sea. So under the current guidelines, you two could contact an estate agent. You could get in your car and you could drive to the coast, as long as it's in England, as long as you're not crossing the border into Wales or into Scotland. So you and Andy, you decide to go to the coast. You found a cottage. You can go there. You can view the property. No issues at all. You can even do the transaction and buy it, but you've got to drive back home, back to Telford that day. Okay. So now let's take Ian and Andy. They already own a holiday home by the sea in the same place where you two are looking at buying. You two are not allowed to go and visit your holiday home.
Strange, isn't it?
It is strange, and the other thing that's strange as well under the guidelines is, so let's use Jem and Andy. So you're in Telford. Your mum lives in Telford. So under the guidelines, you two, Jem and Andy, you could go and visit any property you want to visit in England with a view to buying it,
Yeah.
but you're not permitted to go and visit your mum in her house.
Yeah.
But hasn't the if you go and view a house to buy a house,
Mm.
don't they recommend that the owner steps out of the house while you view the house?
Yes, but if that house is being viewed by multiple people, you can't tell me that the estate agent is going to disinfect every doorknob and handle and every sort of contact point within that house. See what's happened. We've had people call us and they've gone, we've got a caravan in Cornwall. Can we go down and pressure wash it? Can we go down and get some stuff out of it? And we've had to say, I'm very sorry, but the answer is no. We're still closed because there's very specific guidance that the government has issued, and the guidance says, I'll read it to you now. It's probably easier if I read it to you. So this is what the guidance says, and I'll show you how and why it gets confusing in a second. So bear with while I just scroll down my long list. So just scrolling everywhere. So this is section 1.9, and this only covers England. I'll come to Wales in a second. So this just covers England. So are day trips and holidays okay? Can people stay in second homes? And this is the answer. Day trips to outdoor open space in a private vehicle are permitted. You should practice social distancing from other people outside your household. Leaving your home, so just try, when I read this now, just try and think about the examples I just give with you and Andy. Leaving your home, the place you live, to stay at another home for a holiday or other purpose, that's the point there, that's the key point, or other purpose is not allowed. This includes visiting second homes. So you can travel wherever you want to in England. You can go and view properties to buy, but if you already own a second home or a caravan, a cottage, a lodge, whatever it may be, you are not allowed to visit it. So it's caused a lot of confusion. Wales is a lot more straightforward because, in fairness to the Welsh government, their position hasn't changed since the day legislation was brought in which compelled all holiday parks in the country to close. So in Wales, we know where we stand in Wales. Holiday parks are closed, end of story.
Yeah.
Simple. There's no ambiguity, there's no grey area. But England is a different matter.
Yeah.
So it's been quite a struggle to get our heads around it, because what I'm thinking to myself, and this is a personal opinion now, this is not the view of Vale Holiday Parks or Claret Bay Holiday, this is just Thomas Scarrett's opinion. In my simplistic mind, I can't work out why people are allowed to travel wherever they want to in England. They can go for day trips anywhere they want, yet they can't go and check on the caravan. They can't go and get stuff out of the caravan. That's not permitted. To me, that makes no sense at all.
No, it doesn't, does it?
Makes no sense. Perhaps I'm missing something. I don't know. Possibly. I don't know. Now, I'll give you another example. I'm not going to name names because it will give it away, but a very good friend of mine's, he owns a group of holiday parks in Wales. And he called me yesterday, and we speak to each other quite a bit, and we're always having a bit of always putting the world to right where the holiday park industry is concerned. He said, "You're not going to believe this." I said, "What?" He said, "Well, my dad, so similar to us, family business, the parents are involved in the business, but his parents are a bit older than my parents. So his parents are in their late 70s. So the dad's been out on the park. They got a few parks, own 3 parks. The dad's out on the park, he's mowing the lawn, and he spotted a couple going into a caravan. So the dad's called the son and said, "How come there are people on the caravan park?" And the son said, "Well, there shouldn't be people on the caravan park." So the dad's gone over to him, obviously maintaining the correct distance. And he said to him, "You know you shouldn't be here." Well, anyway, the couple have given, I wouldn't say they've given him a mouthful, but they've been quite facetious in their response to him, you know? And they've claimed that they've had to come all the way from where they live in Cardiff, travel best part of 100 miles to collect a prescription from the caravan. So anyway, whilst this is happening, this couple's children are playing on the swings in the kiddies' play park on this holiday park. So the dad rings my friend, the son, and says, look, they've just come to get a prescription out of the caravan. Yeah, okay. Put the phone down. About 15 minutes later, it's dawned on my friend who these people are. One's a doctor, the other one's a nurse. So as he's telling me the story, I said to him, I said, well, what's this doctor's name? Let me Google this doctor's name. Now, I'm not going to name and shame this doctor because it's not my place to do it. But what I can tell you is very interesting. This doctor travelled all the way from South Wales, from the Cardiff area, to his holiday park in West Wales. I'll give you that much. And have a guess what this doctor's speciality is. He's a consultant physician in what?
Contagious diseases.
Respiratory medicine and illnesses. So, you know, perhaps I'm going on a bit of a rant here. I don't know,
We like your rants.
but it's just a very, very, very strange situation. And then you read in the paper that the chief exec, I can't think of his name, the guy who's the chief exec of Ryanair, I think he's the Irish guy, isn't he? Very outspoken guy.
Oh, it's not Willie.
Willie Walsh is
yeah.
BA, it's the other guy. Well, anyway, the chief exec of Ryanair has said that by the beginning of July, they hope to be able to operate 1,000 flights a day.
Yeah.
Michael O'Leary.
Michael O'Leary, there we go. So then that got me thinking. And I thought to myself, okay, well, if you're going to operate 1,000 flights a day, that's obviously going to involve a lot of people traveling to the airport. In the airport, yes, I know airports, some of them are very large open spaces, but then at the end of it, you go in this little tunnel and you go in this little tin box and you all breathe in the same recirculated air, and you on the Ryanair planes, you share the one toilet at the back of the aircraft.
You can't queue for it.
And you can't queue for it, you've got to put your hand up, haven't you? Like in school. Please, miss, can we go? Yeah. So then it's got me thinking, well, surely, if you have a caravan and you own the caravan, and that caravan's in its own space and it's self-contained, it's self-catering. So let's take, on this one, let's take you and Andy in. So Ian and Andy, you own a caravan at Claret Bay, okay?
Yeah.
Surely it's safer for you and Andy to fill your car up in the Midlands, stock up with all your essential goods, get in your car, drive to Claret Bay, go to your caravan, spend your weekend there, however long it may be. You can have, you don't have to interact with anybody. You can stay within the confines of the caravan. I worked it out today. If you look at the capacity of Claret, divided by the acreage, it means for each person at capacity, they've got 350 square metres per person. If you used to, yeah, that's how bored I've been today. So I can't understand how we can be having conversations about airlines operating flights, 1,000 flights a day. Yet if we mention about reopening or have the conversation about reopening, it's being met with quite a lot of resistance. And I understand about capacity for the NHS. And yeah, first and foremost, I'm a local person. I'm proud to be local in this area. But there's got to come a point when we've got to start having a sensible conversation about reopening and how we can do that. Even if we just do it to allow the caravan owners to come back first. And as long as they're sensible about it, and as long as they just go to their caravan and that's it, and they bring enough stuff with them and they don't have to sort of go here, there and everywhere and sort of spread out, spread out throughout the town, I think it can be done in a sensible way, certainly in a more safe way than jumping on an aeroplane in a small confined space and travelling to whatever country it is you may be.
It makes no sense, does it? I personally, I wouldn't want to go on an aeroplane at the moment. People say,
no.
"Oh, you don't know." It's not. If say Tenerife, I mean, there's I know I spoke to my friend. There's a couple of places opening now for locals, not for tourists, just for locals. But to go there, I would have a problem being there. I wouldn't want to go in bars and stuff, but to be
No.
outside. But to get there, you've got to go on an airplane. I wouldn't
If
go on an
we
airplane.
if we was offered the opportunity to, if somebody said, look, somebody's got to be the government. If the government said, look, you can open, but it's for owners only, but the club has got to stay closed and the pool's got to stay closed.
Yeah.
I think, to me, given where we are at this moment in time, it's a logical solution.
Yeah.
And then you take it from there,
Yeah.
And I understand that there's going to be a lot of local people who listen to this and they're going to be up in arms about what I'm saying. But what I would say to them is this, and I mean this with the greatest of respect. You also want to go on holiday at some point. So what's the difference in other people wanting to come here on holiday?
Yeah.
And I get why, especially in Ceredigion, why people are a little bit apprehensive about an influx of tourists coming in. I totally get that. And I think at this particular moment in time, now is not the right time to open. Why? No. Well, we've just had the VE Day celebration and we have to wait. I think it's 10 days to see what the result of that is in terms of a spike where people have perhaps been a little bit more relaxed with the self-distancing and whatnot. We've also got to watch what's happening across the border in England. Now Boris has, in effect, opened the floodgates. So I think the approach of the Welsh government at this moment in time, which is in line with Scotland and Northern Ireland, is very sensible, because I think what they've done in effect is gone, okay, Boris, you crack on, you open the floodgates in England, and we'll sort of watch on the sidelines and we'll see what happens. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Now, hopefully, we'll keep everything crossed that the UK government in England haven't made a grave mistake and have caused a second spike of this by opening the floodgates too soon. But my point is, by doing what they've done at this moment in time, by allowing people in England to sort of move freely up and down the country, I do think that we as a holiday park industry, and those of us who operate in England, we are perhaps at this moment in time being treated a little bit unfairly when you consider what you can do, but you can't visit your second home. Yeah. Be interesting to see what comments we get come in on that.
I think, people are saying they totally agree with you. That's what they're saying here. Laura said, unbelievers confusing enough anyway. Tommy on, he said, well said, totally agree. Yep. Yeah, David Smith, I agree. It makes no sense, and we've all said the same. It doesn't make any sense, and I think it's very quick. I think it's very soon.
I need to reiterate the point. We are closed, so please do not attempt to travel to any of our parks, because it's just going to cause us trouble. It'll cause you trouble. It's breaking the law. It really is breaking the law. Yeah. So please don't misinterpret what I'm saying. I want to be very clear and specific on that. We are closed and we will not open until we are legally allowed to, until we can do it safely. And we are already, as a business, we're having conversations about how we can open in a safe way. What can we do? And I think you think to yourself, well, okay, like I said before, what you can do is you can say, well, let's open initially for the caravan owners. Let's get the caravan owners back on park. And then we'd say to the caravan owners, look, you need to exercise a certain amount of common sense. Make sure your car is filled to the brim before you leave, so you're not having to stop. I mean, let's go back to England, and let's go back to Telford, and let's go back to Gem and Andy. So you're going to go and view a property. So let's think now, you're in Telford, you're going to go to Devon. Okay, straight down. You're going to get on the motorway. You're going to drive down to Devon. You're going to go to Barnstable or somewhere like that, and you're going to view a lodge, or you're going to view a cottage by the sea.
Okay.
So there's nothing stopping you under the current guidelines, stopping at every town, village, and city between Telford and Barnstable. You may want to stop for a comfort break. You may want to stop to grab a snack from the garage. You may want to stop to fill up the car with petrol, whatever it is. And if you are carrying COVID-19 and you don't know it, you're passing that on at every point along the way, you know. So maybe England have acted in haste. Hopefully they haven't, but only time will tell. But I do think that they've gone the wrong way about doing it, shall we say?
I don't know if this is fake news or anything, but what I saw on one of the Facebook feeds today was a picture of Wimbledon's train station this morning.
Mm.
It was like a normal rush hour day. It was literally hundreds and hundreds of people. And
I've seen similar pictures on Sky News. I'm looking on my news app now on Sky News, and I'm looking at similar images.
that's
I'll give you another example in Wales, and again, I'm going to be very careful not to name names and to name places, but I can tell you that in Wales, for a number of weeks, there have been construction workers who are involved on large building projects in this area, who are travelling from South Wales to Mid Wales on a daily basis, and some of them, and they're not staying with us, are staying overnight in the area.
Yeah.
But that seems to have slipped under the radar.
And yet,
Dean,
And yet if somebody travels down to stay in their holiday cottage, which I've known of a couple of examples of it happening in the area, there's almost like a lynch mob out for them.
Dean Walters has put on, obviously, because they're changing the laws about the schools. Old can go to school on the 1st of June, but Olivia, who is 10 years old, will not. How will the young ones social distance as they like to hug their friends?
Well, look, let me tell you something about the schools, and I mean this, and I don't mean this as a joke. I mean this seriously, but you can take it. Some people will take it as a joke. I've got 3 daughters. They're all in school. One's in secondary school, 2's in primary school. Schools struggle to control head lice and nits. How are they going to control COVID-19 and social distancing? And like that person said there, naturally kids want to hug their friends, don't they? They want to.
I've not seen her for so long now. It's, you know,
And I've had this conversation with Joanna, because I mean, me and Joanna, we'll have a chat about certain things, and Joanna's very, very sort of strict with the self distancing and making sure that we do things to the book. I am, but not as much. I'll hold my hands up. Sometimes you do have a moment where you forget, you may be a little bit too close to somebody, but Joanna's very strict with it. And Joanna falls into the category of parents, and I think there's an increasing number of parents in this category who, if we're told that the schools are opening, say, June the 1st, she wouldn't be happy to send the kids back straight away. No. And I can sort of see where she's coming from with that. I get it.
Anita says you can't go to funerals or weddings, but you can go on an airplane. Yeah. How does that work?
Well, let me tell you a story about a funeral, a recent funeral. So I was talking to my cousin a few weeks ago, having a chat with him on the phone, and he went to a funeral of one of his cousins, but a distant cousin. So I didn't know, never met the person who passed away, but sadly, the person in question, the one who died, he died of COVID. And he said at the funeral, there was only a maximum 10 of us there at the funeral. They all had to sit in different pews in the church. She couldn't have anybody sitting together. Obviously, you could stay with your partner, but you had to be, each couple, as it were, had to sit in a different part of the church. My family, we're fairground people, and in our background, it's custom and it's tradition at a funeral, no matter what the circumstances are, you carry the deceased on your shoulders. Okay, now you two will know that from knowing my family for a number of years, and you know, you've been to my granddad's funeral and whatnot. You know that we always carry the deceased, our loved ones, on the shoulders, even though it causes arguments at times with the funeral directors because of health and safety, etc., etc. But at this particular funeral, there was no carrying on the shoulder. They had to, the two undertakers had to wheel the coffin in, wearing full PPE. Then when they got down the bottom of the altar, at the altar, there was a laptop, and the funeral director went up to the laptop, pressed play, and it was a pre-recorded funeral service. Yeah.
whereas traditionally a funeral was always sort of, it was a twofold thing, wasn't it? Really, it was to sort of say ta-ra to the person, but also to remember the person, celebrate their life. Now, I think in this current climate, it's just to sort of say ta-ra to the person, and then I think we're just waiting until like times in the future when we can have a celebration of that person's life, because I think you can't do it under the current conditions. You can't do it.
Again, Dean's just said that they actually had a family funeral today, but they had to watch it on a live stream because obviously they weren't allowed to go. So it wasn't the same, but you get to be part of it. But I don't understand if they've got the. You said that the priest went in and pressed. Why couldn't the priest have done the?
Wasn't it was the funeral director.
Oh, okay.
So the funeral directors are already in the equipment, if you like. They're maintaining social distance, and I would imagine, this is just me taking a guess, and I could be completely wrong, but I would imagine if you look at a lot of the clergy, they're of a certain age, and I understand why they wouldn't want to go and be conducting services, but at the other side of it, it must be bloody heartbreaking if that's your loved one, and that's how you've got to say ta-ra to them.
I spoke to a friend.
And he swore then.
I spoke to a friend today whose father died. He didn't die of COVID, but he's died during this process. And he said when he went to his dad's funeral, and there were like 3 or 4 of them. He said, and he didn't feel as if he'd gone through the grieving process. He didn't feel upset. He was upset at the time when his father passed away, but not at the funeral. And I said, well, I think you usually find, like, with other people comforting you and seeing other people upset, that usually gets you upset. And he said there was none of that. There was none of that. And I said the same to him. I've just said about you've got to celebrate their life later on.
Yeah.
But the minister at our church, I know that when somebody passes away, they can't even go and see the family to talk about the person that's passed away. They can only do it either through a video link, or if they're older people, they don't have a video link, through the telephone, down the telephone, and just say, try and get all the information. And I know that our minister's been under like a lot of pressure and trying to do things in a different way, in a very protective way, and it's been hard work for him. I know.
I mean, if you look at the whole situation, there's no guide map for us to follow, because we've not. I mean, unless anybody was around when the Spanish flu was here, was it 1916, which is highly unlikely. There's no precedent for this at all. No. So, if you are one of the people that are at the top making the decisions, whether these decisions are the wrong decisions or whether they're the right decisions, they are in a very difficult position, because whatever decision they make, they're not going to keep everybody happy, are they?
No.
And they are going to make some decisions where they're going to get it wrong, and unfortunately, that is going to end up in more lives being lost. But there's no roadmap to follow. I mean, I'll go back again to the devolved administration here in Wales, and you've only got to listen to the chief medical officer in England versus his counterpart in Wales, and they are saying, for the most part, they're on the same page, but then there's slight little variations, like, for example, with the wearing of the face masks. The chief medical officer in Wales, his opinion is that they're not really, unless they're medical grade, there's no point in wearing them. Whereas in England, they're saying, well, yeah, you can have a go, and if anything, it stops you from spreading it. And here's a video how to make it yourself out of an old T-shirt. So I think what would be helpful, it's not going to happen, and I don't think it can happen, is if Nicola Sturgeon, Mark Drakeford, Arlene Foster, Boris Johnson all got together on Zoom and said, look, we're going to put our politics to one side, okay? Let's forget about if we're a socialist party, a nationalist party, if we're capitalists, whatever we may or may not be, let's put all that to one side.
As human beings.
As human beings, let's try and work out a way to deal with this as one United Kingdom. And the reason I say that is because a lot of people are saying that COVID, I mean, they've used the weekend just gone, the VE Day 75-year celebration, they've used that as a comparison, and I think Bill Gates actually said it. He said we are at war, but we're all on the same side. So if we are at war with COVID, surely we're better to fight it as one United Kingdom rather than England, Scotland, Northern Ireland, and Wales. But
Yeah, I think this. You've still got too many people dying daily to just open the floodgates and just say, go and do what you want to do, what you want to do.
And
And so that comes right down. Until that comes right down, I think it's too soon.
which is why I think in Wales we have got the right approach, because we're taking, and I've said this before, whether you agree with his politics or not, Mark Drakeford, the First Minister, is a very, very cautious, reasoned person. And I've never met him and I don't know him, but I know people that do know him. I know other politicians that know him, and I'd like to think that I read enough and I watch different programs on the news and that to make an informed opinion. He does seem somebody who has a very sensible head on their shoulders, and somebody who will look at things and sort of consider it thoroughly before making a rash decision.
Yeah.
So if it means we're 4 or 5 weeks behind what England are doing because it gives us a chance to see what happens in England, hey, I'm happy for that to happen, 100%.
Yeah. Well, we'll see now. We'll see, won't we?
Yeah.
But yeah, David Howard, he says, "You're so right, Tom. I'm a chef and can't go back to work, but you can go on a plane. The government haven't got a clue." And then Andrew Doyle says, "Prime Minister Scarrett has a certain ring."
So one of the ones I don't get is the fact that you can't go and visit your family. Oh, you got your mug back now. Well done. You can't visit your family, etc., etc. But you can have a babysitter come in now, or a childminder.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I don't get that. But a grandparent couldn't come in and do that.
Well, I suppose what you do then is you employ the grandparent as a babysitter.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And that again is why the rules in England are so farcical. They are so farcical.
Yeah.
Because of situations. I think what Boris and the government are trying to do is they're trying to say, use common sense.
Yeah.
Apply common sense to your everyday life. But of course, if you're the Prime Minister or if you're in government, you can't use words as blunt as that. You can't just go, you can't stand at the dispatch box in Parliament, and you can't stand at the podium in Downing Street and tell everybody to use the common sense. It wouldn't fly.
No.
So they've had to do it in the way they've done it, but in doing it in the way they've done it and writing this 50-page document, and again with Boris, I mean, look, I'll be honest, I don't really discuss. I've said this before. I'm not affiliated to any particular political party. I like a little bit of most of the main parties. You can sort of see good points and bad points in all of them. Boris, I think, I do like Boris, but I do think sometimes when he does go off on a tangent, and he veers away from the script, the messages he sends out then do become very muddied and confusing, and then afterwards he's having to have his ministers and sort of senior civil servants go back and sort of clarify what's being said and what was meant by it. And I think at this point in time, you've got to be absolutely spot on with what you're saying. You've got to be giving clear, concise information.
When he
He's
did his
saying how-
speech the day after the speech, so he did the one on I think it was Sunday, wasn't it? And then he reiterated it on the Monday. The amount of mistakes he made in that speech, at the earliest schools will not open, but he had the word will, so at the earliest they will open, and no one was correcting him on these things. So you've got, it is like they're saying, do go out, don't go out. Do this, don't. I think nothing's been clarified.
I think the one saving grace we have with this, and again, please don't think I'm bringing my politics. I don't. Like I say, I don't have. Sometimes people think because you're in business that you vote Conservative, and if you're not in business you vote. It's not like that. Certainly not that for me. I come from a working class background. my roots are very much working class, but like I said, I'm not affiliated to any political party at all. You know, I've said this before. I get on well with politicians from across the political spectrum. The one saving grace we do have with all of this is that we now have a competent and capable opposition leader of the opposition in Keir Starmer. Okay? So again, regardless of what your politics are, whether you was a fan of Jeremy Corbyn or not, and we won't go into that, but the fact is, we are in a much better position as a country having Keir Starmer as the leader of the opposition than what we was, in my opinion, having Jeremy Corbyn at the other side of the dispatch box. Because Keir Starmer is very statesmanlike in his approach, and he's very well read, he's very well educated. He's the former head of the Crown Prosecution Service, and I think if you go back and look at some of the exchanges in Parliament between the two of them, whether it's at Prime Minister's questions or whether it's been at a specific session dealing with the COVID crisis, you'll see that he's very analytical, he's very measured in his approach, and he's asking the Prime Minister the right questions and scrutinising him in the right way. So that's one good thing to come out of this so far. There you go.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
No, that's this is what we're here for. It's it's not just all fun and games. Sometimes we've got to make some serious points as well.
Yeah.
In fact, Andy Kitchens put on YouTube more informative than the bloody news. Well done, Thomas.
I wouldn't go that far.
Does he talk like that, Jim?
I don't know. Do you talk like that, Andy Kitchen?
Just get him on.
I don't know.
Yeah.
The cover up
You
the way
need
it was
Rossi.
saying, like, the naughty.
What's his name? The London comedian. I can't
One.
think with the black hair, with the long black hair. Ever so funny.
Oh, Mickey Flanagan.
Mickey Flanagan. They should have got Mickey Flanagan to say, you can go out, but don't go out.
Yeah.
Do you know
Yes.
what? I have to say, you saying about Mickey Flanagan,
Yeah.
I think you two look very, very similar.
No.
Like
Yeah.
Mickey Flanagan.
Yeah.
No, we're nothing like Mickey Flanagan. Have you got the right person? Who?
I'm just going to Google him now.
No chance. No.
No,
Really?
Mickey Flanagan's got like sort of long black hair that he sort of pushes back.
Oh, sorry, there is a similarity.
Is it?
Yeah.
Are you sure? I think
Yeah.
you've got the wrong Mickey Flanagan. He's really funny, isn't he? Really funny. You can't help but watch him without laughing.
He's yeah. I mean, lately I've been starting to catch up on a lot of sort of 1 hour comedian specials. You know, looking at Netflix and stuff like that. And for me, you can talk about Kevin Hart. I think he's probably the funniest guy around at the moment. I think Mickey Flanagan, like you said, is one of the funniest guys around.
Yeah.
I tell you, somebody who's exceptionally funny, and he's really, again, he's quite unique. Joe Rogan, because he's a very, very talented comedian. He's ridiculously intelligent. When you listen to this podcast, he's just done one recently a few days ago with Elon Musk, and he's one of these guys. I mean, he can talk to people on so many different levels, but he's a very funny guy. But she said to me, "Who is the funniest person of all time? The funniest person to ever stand on a stage and do a stand-up routine?" For me, there's only one person. That person's Richard Pryor.
I don't like him.
I just don't think there's a funnier person than Richard Pryor.
No, I don't like him.
It's so difficult with comedy, though, because it's so subjective, isn't it?
It's very, yeah, I get that. I mean, it's like a lot of people, all right, and I think you fall into this category, Jem. You're a fan of Miranda, aren't you? Miranda Hart. Was it you who said you're a big fan?
I wouldn't say I'm a big fan. I wouldn't say I'm a big fan of hers, though.
I just don't find her funny. The other one I don't find funny is it Sarah Millican, the lady from Northeast.
Yeah.
I find her stand-up funny when you see it away from the TV. I don't know if you've seen any of her, because she's a completely different comedian.
Okay, I'll have to check her out. But then again, for me, for comedians, I think Joan Rivers. I mean, she's hilarious. Joan Rivers, absolutely hilarious.
We saw Dawn French's one. She's done one about how old she is. Actually, it's just her, and she does like almost her life story of how old she is in minutes. That's very, very good. That's really worth a watch. That's on Netflix. Very funny.
He's funny. The pub landlord, Murray.
Al Murray. Yeah, Al
He-
Murray.
I like him. I think he's really funny. Really, what's it?
Very intelligent guy as well. He's a very,
surprise me, yeah.
very gifted historian, very talented and knowledgeable historian. Believe it or not, his specialist subject is the Second World War. He's also a very talented musician. He's a very good drummer, Al Murray is.
I didn't know.
Yeah, plays. I mean, if you Google it, there's videos of him. He's a very talented drummer. Who else is there? I'm trying to think who else. I'll tell you somebody I don't find funny. And again, the people either love him or hate him. I won't say I hate him. I just don't find him funny. Is Harry Hill.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Killed Stars in the Rise for me. I'm sorry, but no.
Did he do Stars in the Rise?
Yeah, they brought it back about 2-3 years ago.
Yes, they did, and it almost seemed like a parody of Stars in the Rise, didn't it? It seemed like a very, very scaled down, watered down, cheapened version of it. You know,
Comedy sketches in the middle of it. It was
yeah. Now you've said it. I've just
Producer Andy's just put another clever one as well. Dara O'Brien.
Yeah, he's clever, but I think sometimes I think comedians can be too clever.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes when they become too clever, it can become a little bit self-indulgent, and it sort of goes above most people. You know, I'm not trying to say the audience is thick, but not for 1 second. But again, Dara Breen, Brian. Very intelligent guy, very well educated. But sometimes his comedy, I just find it's a little bit too sort of highbrow, shall we say?
What about Doreen from Tipton?
Oh yeah, I tell you, who is funny, and I think he's one of the funniest ones out there at the moment. Is Jack Whitehall.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
He is. I do find him really funny.
I just find a lot of them overrated, if I'm honest. You know, and you think they'll go and what do they do? 2 hours. They do 2 hours stand, like, you know, these big arenas, and they go on there.
But yeah,
2
hour and a
hours,
half, 2 hours.
You know, and half the time when I've watched it, I think it's not funny really. They're just saying things, but they're not really funny. No,
I think if you're a comedian, you've got to have a big set of balls to be able to go and stand up in an arena like the O2 Arena in front of 22,000 people or whatever it is and do comedy.
But look at Peter Kay. Sorry.
Oh, Peter Kay's
Peter,
brilliant.
you see Peter Kay, you could go and watch him every night, and you'd laugh every night at him.
Yeah.
There's something funny about him.
But this is going to sound like a really stupid thing to say now, but I don't class Peter Kay as a stand-up comedian. I know that's what he does. He stands there and he tells. But the way
you're probably more thinking of him as an actor, aren't you? As a comedy actor.
Watching his stand-up, to me, I don't know. It's got more of a feeling of a show about it with him. I don't know. And I know what I'm saying is stupid because he is a stand-up comedian. But there's something about it. It's not like he's up there telling jokes. So I mean, the way he does it, he's brilliant.
Was it the Manchester Arena? He sold out. It was like he was there for ages, wasn't he? Like he sold out every night at this. I mean, look how many that holds, and he was brilliant. And you watch him, and he's just funny. He picks up on things that you go, oh yeah, he's right.
It's observational comedy, isn't it?
That's exactly.
It's like, you know, what time is it? You always go like that, don't you? It's when you going on holiday? Oh, I'm going next week.
Yeah.
You go going on holiday.
On holiday.
On holiday. It's
funny.
It's those little it's that observational stuff, those nuances that as human beings we all are guilty of doing at times. Like now I'm talking with my hands, you know, it's all little things he picks up on like that, and he makes it very, very funny, and he makes us realise that we're all really not that dissimilar from one another, aren't we? We all do and say very, very similar things.
There's so many of them now, though. I think it seems like TV channels like Dave, etc., that there seems to be this big cauldron of all these people that they keep using for the same things. That I don't even know who most of them are now, and if they are stand-up comedians or if they're just funny people. For example, you've been watching the Ricky Gervais thing.
Afterlife, yeah.
The girl that plays his wife.
Yes.
Way.
Yeah.
She's a comedian, but I don't know if she's a stand-up comedian or is she a comedy actress. I'm
also
to differentiate between the two.
Do you know the lady that plays the sex worker in that program?
Yeah.
I like her.
but she's a stand-up comedian as well.
Yeah, she's she's got a series where she's the lead in it. I think it's called Pram Face. No, it's not Pram Face. I'm gonna have to find that out now. Very funny series.
Yeah, and I think, but all of them, and I'll be honest with you, other than, well, the two people I recognised obviously Ricky Gervais, and then you may have remembered in one of the episodes, remember the episode with the dog mess bin? Remember when there's a red dog mess bin and the guy's been posting his letters through there?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
He's a famous actor, and he's been in sort of a lot of Welsh programs, a lot of Stella.
Yeah.
He was in
Yeah.
Stella, one of the leads in Stella,
it.
and he's done quite a few sort of like TV films and that as well. But brilliant.
It's funny because you said, and I said, well, I'm not a big fan of Ricky Gervais, and you said no, but watch it because it is funny, and we have watched it. We haven't got to the end of series 2 yet, but we're nearly there. But there are funny. I mean, it's got this sadness that runs through it. But we've both said how clever that he's got the different characters. Like he's got the lady at the cemetery that he goes and sits there, and she sort of like gives him advice, and he sort of and you've got these different characters, and he brings it all in. And it's very funny, isn't it?
I'll tell you, for me, the sign of a good program. Well, you watch that program there. 1 minute you're welling up because it's quite emotional, and the next minute you're crying with laughter.
Brilliant.
You know, and I think that you got to give credit to Ricky Gervais. That shows you how talented the guy is as a writer, and also I think it shows how much of a good actor he is as well, because I think he plays his part in that program, in that series, exceptionally well.
Incredible.
And there's a lot of that that's like observational, isn't it? Because there's things there, and I thought, oh yeah, with the postman when he goes to give him the mail.
Yeah.
he went, well, should we throw the letterbox? Well, I might as well give it to you.
He's someone I'm not sure of. Joe Wilkinson.
Who's that?
The guy that plays the
postman?
because he's a comedian as well.
Oh, okay.
Because I love 8 out of 10 Cats Does Countdown. I think it's
Oh, that's where he's from.
yeah. And he
Yes, that's been bugging me. It's been bugging me. Yes.
Sometimes on that he's really funny, and sometimes it's
Yes.
no, you need to stop, mate. You need to stop.
Yeah, that's where he's from. It's been bugging me. Yeah,
I don't know.
So I'm up in the air with him. And sorry, I've got the cast list in front of me from it. We saw, we don't know what it was, but it was like a mockumentary of a history program, all about the turn of the 19th century to the 20th century, and it was her name's Diane Morgan. She plays the one that no one seems to like in his office with the glasses.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
She's very, very funny. She did the whole narration for it, and it's every fact she's giving is completely wrong, and I don't know what it was called. We can't find where it came from. It was hysterical.
Just do a Wikipedia page. It'll be on a filmography on there, won't it? So you have a look through it. It should be on there if it was.
She's very, very funny.
Have you got Thomas? Have you got Amazon Prime?
Yes.
Have you watched the thing with Al Pacino?
Yes.
Yes.
The Hunters.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow.
What? There you go.
Have you seen it?
No, I haven't watched
Wow.
it, but somebody said to me, and then I saw an advert for it, and then somebody else said to me, and I went, oh, it's funny, and I said, I've seen it there a couple of times.
There are two things I'm going to...
Don't give it away.
No. There's the Al Pacino program, the Hunters.
Yeah.
But there's also, I believe it's on Netflix, and it's called The Devil Next Door. It's a documentary. The Devil Next Door.
Yeah.
And what I would say to people is, if you've watched The Devil, let me just make sure it's the right one. The Devil. Yeah. If you've watched The Devil Next Door, then go and watch the Al Pacino thing, Hunters. If you've watched Hunters, then go and watch The Devil Next Door.
Okay.
Because The Devil Next Door is the actual real life documentary version of what Hunters is, and vice versa. Okay. And do you know what the premise of it is? Do you, Ian?
Yeah, he's looking for Nazi war criminals or something.
Then that's it. Yeah, and I mean, I'm sure, they've got the facts correct in this thing. But something that I was amazed about was that a lot of these horrible, despicable people who were sort of in the sort of the Nazi hierarchy in the Second World War. A lot of them were very, very talented scientists and engineers. And if the story is correct on hunters, the Americans gave them anonymity. I can never say that word.
Anonymity.
Anonymity
Yeah.
in exchange for their services as scientists and engineers. And it's sort of been said that if it wasn't for the Nazis coming over to America anonymously, then the Americans wouldn't have made it to the moon. They were behind all of that.
Okay.
So you've got to watch Hunters, because Hunters delves into that in a bit more detail. The Devil Next Door, what is amazing about that is that, and I'm just going to bring up some information because it won't give away Hunters in any way, shape or form. The Devil Next Door is about a guy called John Domeniak, okay? And John Domeniak, he spent most of his life living in Cleveland. He worked in the Ford factory, and he was a good, proper American citizen. He had a family, he had grandkids. He was a nice old guy that lived next door. He'd never been in trouble in work. He'd always kept himself to himself. What people didn't realize was that he was actually suspected of being Ivan the Terrible, who was one of the sort of monsters that worked in the concentration camps during the Second World War. And they managed to extradite him from America to Israel to stand trial. And it's the documentary. And I won't say too much more about it because it will spoil it. But it was fantastic. And following on for that, when I'm talking about Israel and sort of like a Jewish theme, the other thing you should watch as well on Netflix is Unorthodox. Jem and Andy, watch that tonight. It's only 4 episodes. It's a drama. The cast are all most of them are first timers on the big screen. Phenomenal, based on a true story. And it's, I'll give you a rough rundown of what it is. So you've got in Brooklyn, you've got Williamsburg, which is home to the ultra-Orthodox Hasidic Jews.
Yeah.
And it's about a young Jewish lady who was married young into an arranged marriage. And it's a 4-part series about her trying to escape from that world and starting a new life somewhere else. And it's based on, like I say, it's based on a true story. Phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal.
Good.
And the other thing I was watching as well,
Is
just
that
to
all you
finish
do
off,
is watch the telly?
at night time. Do you know what? I started. I'll be honest with you. At the beginning of lockdown, I tended not to, and then of an evening, I have been sort of like later on at night, sort of 10, 11 o'clock. I will put it on for a couple of hours. I'm not a basketball fan. I'm not really a fan of American sports in general, but you don't have to be to watch The Last Dance. It's the story of Michael Jordan, the basketball player. Now, whether you enjoy sports or not is irrelevant. You don't have to like sports. You don't even have to like basketball. But his story and seeing him as an athlete and what he was capable of doing is in itself just worth spending a few hours of your time to watch. Absolutely unbelievable. There you go. There's my recommendation. So we've done politics. We've done the TV review.
Comedians.
Comedians.
Films next.
I wonder if any of our viewers have got any questions they'd like us to answer.
I don't know. There's,
Andy Kitchens put he'd love to sit down and have a chat with us 3.
Yeah, well, when this is all over, yeah,
yeah.
no
There
problem
must
at
be-
all.
We'll find
There
out
must
what
be
you
a
do.
bit. There must be beer involved though. We can't do it sober. We need beer.
I'm going to go and grab a. Do you mind if I just go and grab a beer? Do you want to carry on by yourselves
No,
talking?
no,
I'm just
yeah,
gonna-
yeah. Carry on. Watch
I'm
it.
right
Yeah, get one for me.
I'm just going to share.
Huh?
He's not going to share, is he?
No.
I might have to put the cat on. Cup of tea. Oh, that was so risky.
The no, see, I don't watch a lot. I watch a lot of rubbish, but I don't
Yeah.
watch a lot of telly because sort of like when we finish now, we'll watch telly for an hour, then go to
Yeah.
bed, and then I'm up early, and then but don't watch a lot. But
I was
so
telling
if
you, we've got into sort of 20-minute long programs, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Sitcoms, they are sitcoms, but because they're only 20 minutes, you don't feel like you have to focus so much on it, and then you end up getting into that routine of, okay, I've watched 17 now, maybe I need to stop, because they are so
Yeah.
short. And that's Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I just think it's hysterical. Absolutely hysterical.
Brooklyn Nine, it's a comedy, you said, didn't you?
Comedy, yeah. Brooklyn. Have you ever seen that, Thomas?
No.
It's like an American comedy cop show thing.
Oh, okay.
It's just
I
so
think I've seen it advertised. Is it on Channel 4?
possibly. We're watching it on Netflix because the whole season's running.
Okay.
But they're only 20 minutes long, so it's easy watching. And even as background stuff, you're not going to miss anything. So if you're doing the washing up or something, you can still have it on the background. So that's our big thing at the minute. I think in the last 2 weeks we've watched 4 series. There's 22 in a series, but they're only 20 minutes long, so that's good.
People keep mentioning a program on Netflix called, I think, is it Ozark? Ozark, Ozark or something.
I've seen that, but I've not. I've seen it advertised, but I've not had a look at it yet.
Well, I started to watch the first one, but it seems like very heavy. It seems like you've got it's something. I think you can't like just put it on and just keep catching bits. I think you've got to watch it. I think you've got to watch it all the way through.
On Britain.
Oh,
That was the name of that
Sorry,
program.
2 seconds, guys. I've just been. Come on.
Are you live?
Yeah, I'm live. Yes, we're live.
Dad, why are you so close?
Come on, step over.
Yeah, that program was on about with that Diane Morgan from
God,
Kunk on Britain.
big.
And she plays
Got
an
yours.
investigative reporter called Philomena Kunk.
Kunk.
Yeah.
Be careful how you say that, haven't you?
Yeah.
She asks, and she does ask for, it's almost, I wouldn't compare it with Ali G, but do you know when Ali G first came out and he used to do all the interviews with famous people? Same sort of thing, but she plays a just really stupid woman and asks the important questions such as, is a rock made of stone or is a stone made of rock?
See, stuff like that, it loses my attention straight away.
I knew you were going to say that.
I was like,
No, honestly, tis really, I like dry humour. I like dry
yeah.
humour, and that's what she's got.
So, what should we do?
I don't know.
I've run out of things to say now. Are there any questions coming?
No, there's nothing at all.
No, nothing on my end either.
Dave's put Bobby Thompson, Brill North East comedian. Now he's mentioned this to me before, but I don't know Bobby Thompson. But I think he's one of the old school North East comedians. And Suzanne Nixon, she's put, I prefer the old comedians like Freddie Starr and Lee Evans. See, Lee Evans used to wear me out just watching him.
Yeah.
I mean, he's funny, but after a bit, I think, oh, I've had enough now. He's too frantic. He's too manic. Just had enough. He's a bit like that. And
Freddie
Ricky,
Starr was one that 80s
Ricky
comedians I wasn't a big fan of.
no, Ricky Kay used to remind me of Lee Evans.
Yeah.
He was a bit like him, wasn't
Yeah, Ricky, yeah. Ricky, yeah. Yeah.
There was
Yeah.
we had the impersonator of him come, didn't we, a couple of times? Can't remember what his name that was now. Lee.
he? Well, Lee Evans tribute.
Yes.
Oh, I don't know.
And he really looked like him. Do you remember, Thomas?
I do.
And he used to
I
this
do.
band
I
on-
do. This is going back about 8 or 10 years ago, Jem, isn't it?
Yeah, maybe not that long. Oh, I
I
can't remember
can't
what his name was. He was very good.
Sorry, I'm just being interrupted again. Yes, what would you like now?
Just Dance.
What?
Do you know the sim?
The what?
Do you know the SIM card for Just Dance?
The SIM card?
Yes, I left it in here.
I don't know who it is.
Well, it's your office. You touched
It's your stuff. You have to wait till I finish now. Go off.
No,
I love it. I
I'm
do.
quite after you.
We'll just wait for Sophia to leave the room and we'll carry on with the show.
It's like
It's
It's
when
like-
you read my things.
It's not here.
it's
not
like
there.
part of you. Part of you.
You touched it.
Right, you're being silly now.
That's just reminding me of. I remember seeing like an outtake show
Sorry about the silliness.
of the worst things happening on live TV or something like that.
You're drinking again.
and they had this magician on there, and he was sort of like the big magician in England before Paul Daniels. So we're talking like the 70s, and he had this live special going on, and he got this big box. First of all, he brought out this rabbit. No, he got a carrot out first of all, and he put this carrot on the top of the box and did all his thing, and the carrot disappeared. And then he got this big rabbit, and he put the rabbit on the top of the box, and then the rabbit disappeared. And then he got this little girl, put the little girl on the box, and she disappeared. And then all of a sudden, just from the box, this little girl walks out, stroking this little rabbit straight at the back of the box. It was just what that was like there with Sophia popping up on the stage.
I used to do a bit of magic.
Really?
I mean, I could never pull the rabbit out of a hat, but I could pull the hair out of my ass.
Do you remember? I don't know. You might be too young to remember, but and I don't know why it came to mind. But do you remember a program called? I think it was Animal Magic with I think it was Johnny Roberts. Johnny
Morris.
Johnny Morris.
Yeah.
No, I don't remember that.
Do you remember that?
No.
He used to
He
make
was-
all the. He'd go through the zoo, and then he'd be like, "Oh look, there's Mr. Elephant. How are you, Mr. Elephant?" "Well, I'm doing quite well today." And he'd have like a whole conversation with himself as the animals. It was brilliant.
He wasn't a comedian or anything, but he was just, and you know, he was on the telly for about 20 years. He was on the telly with this animal. The program was called Animal Magic, and I always remember, like when I was a kid, and thinking about it, you know, and stuff. I've been sort of, if I say regressing a little bit, while we've been sort of obviously like this, we've been taking the dog for a walk. But we've been obviously doing like long walks around Sedgley. Parts of Sedgley I haven't seen for like years, if you like. And Andy said yesterday, where should we go to? I said, well, right, let's go down here and we'll go up there. We'll we'll go around. Anyway, I said, let's go and have a look where I was born. And like literally down the road, Woodcross. And I said, oh yeah, I will go up here and cut. I said, there's a little, like a little cut through. You know, I said, come on, we'll go up here up the alley. I said, goodness, I've come down here a few times in my pushchair. Like my mum, I remember my mum pushing me in my pushchair up there. Anyway, we went up the alley to like sort of.
So when you say you and Andy went up the alley, was it the back alley?
No, it was round the side.
How many steps of that bit has he had? Look, he's off already.
So we went, but the funny thing was, when I was a kid, where we used to live, and they were like masonettes. And we were in the downstairs masonette, and the masonettes are still there. And opposite the masonettes, there was a big park. But it wasn't a big park. It was just because I was a little kid, it seemed like a big park.
Yeah.
And now, it's not there. There's houses. And there's two guys there. I said, excuse me. I said, do you live around here? I said, how long have the houses been here? You know, and he said, they've always been here. They've always been here as long as I've lived here. And I said, how long have you lived here? He said, about two and a half years. I went, oh, okay. I said, no, I'm talking like a bit longer, a bit further back. But it's strange what you notice when you walk in. You go, well, where's that little road go there? Well, so we have a look, like wander up that road, and then there's like another little sort of cut through into another street, and you come out and you think, oh, this brings us out here. I never knew that. And then you're looking at people's houses and saying, don't like that front door. That's a nice front door, isn't it? Oh, I like that windows. Oh, I like that house. Oh, that's nice. It's funny. Things you never do.
No, it's sometimes nice to go for a walk, isn't it? It's to clear your head.
It's lovely. It's we've been doing a lot. I mean, we walked down and round the weekend. We went and then stopped like at my sister's, Deb's, and she puts the chairs out the front, and we sit there at the front and have a cup of tea. Just breaks it up and see her, and then sort of came back. Then it was great. She put a comedian on here. You wouldn't know her because she was like a black country comedian called Dolly Allen. And Dolly Allen was very funny. She used to do they used to do like what they call the Black Country Night Out, and they used to have different comedians. But there was like a Johnny Cole, you know, Johnny Cole's like specific, like the Black Country, really all these this humour. A bit like that. But she was an old lady that used to come out.
Johnny Cole's brilliant.
He is brilliant, and he's funny. And
very clever.
I saw him not so long ago, Thomas, at the Robin 2. And he came over talking to me, you know, what's it? Oh, I didn't know you were coming. Oh, you shouldn't have, what's it? He said, I think, like, shouldn't have paid you coming, you know, you like, just let me know. And I said, no. I said, what are you doing here? He said, they phoned me up to come and like do a bit of support.
Brilliant, very clever.
Very nice guy, very nice guy. I'm trying to think of my sister did the Dolly Allen better than me.
You just made me think. There was. Have you seen those? Remember the 70s, remember the 80s, remember the 90s, these programs they're bringing out. And I think Matt Lucas is the one that does the voiceover for them. And they show clips of, how basically how TV has changed over the decades.
Yeah.
And you see some of the comedians that we remember, not so much you, Thomas, but we'll remember, Ian, like, I can't think of a name now, Marty Kane.
Yes,
I remember Marty Kane, new faces.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Opportunity Knocks, I think she did.
Opportunity Knocks. Okay.
Oh, I thought
Yeah.
you knew faces.
They showed a clip of her singing in it was a live show done in a working men's club back in the 70s, but it was all done live. I mean, they would never, ever get away with the things they were doing now. I mean, first of all, she's there, fag in hand on stage, singing a song.
Yeah.
But the joke she was telling was so degrading to her.
Do you know what? I'm gonna go back to the late 80s, early 90s in the main room in Clarach. And I think it's a conversation we might have had on the show before in the early days of the show. I'm going to mention comedians, and if the people in South Wales are listening to this, you'll know exactly who I'm talking about. And Ian, you'll know who I'm talking about. The likes of Colin Price,
Yeah.
Bob Webb.
Yeah.
From the Midlands, then you've got Sludgy.
Yeah.
And also Nicky Smiles as well, and his dad Kenny Smiles.
Yeah.
Now, I seem to remember back then, as a kid, and well, it's unbelievable now to think that it went ahead. The casual racism
Yeah.
that comedians, and we were only talking late 80s, early 90s, and they would be telling jokes which now, and you would, you wouldn't work again for telling them, and rightly so. But back then it was par for the course,
Amazing to think that, because I think as we are so progressive now, with
Yeah.
race, but with sexuality and everything else. When you look back and think, God, that took place in our
I'll
life.
give you an example. Right? And I'm not going to go on the racism side of things because I wouldn't want to repeat any of that because it's abhorrent and it was disgusting. And I remember thinking as a kid, being sort of like 8, 9, 10, 11 years of age, just trying to work out, what it was all about, because it just didn't sit right with me. But then we had very talented, very, very talented ventriloquist, Johnny Roberts and Tommy Trouble.
Yeah, Johnny Roberts.
Yeah. Now, one of the parts of his routine, he would always pick on 3 or 4 people in the audience, and he'd get away with some of it. It's not all of it. Some of it you get away through the fact that he's channeling his comedy through this puppet on the end of his arm,
Yeah.
So that was a barrier between him and the audience. So one of the parts of the routine was very derogatory towards women. But then another part of the routine, he would refer to somebody in the audience for the whole show as a puff. Yeah, absolutely disgraceful.
Yeah.
He would call him a puff this, and people in the audience, they would be crying with laughter.
Yeah.
Absolutely tears of laughter because Johnny Roberts, the comedian, is using that word to describe somebody's sexuality.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that happening? I mean, and you look back at it now and you think, my God, that was just so wrong. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Look, the 3 of us, some of the things we say to each other away from when we're not on air, you couldn't repeat because we've been friends. We're very, very close friends and have been for a number of years and that, So you can, and I'm not making excuses. Sometimes things you say in company with friends, we have banter with each other. But then there's things that said like that in public, and I think to myself, God, that used to happen in our club.
Still as it sounds, if you think about it, there was a cabaret act that we had probably about 6, 7 years ago, and you actually stopped booking him because of that, because he was still making puff reference in his act then.
Yes.
No more.
Yeah, who private messaged me who that was, Jim? So I remember stopped booking him because of that. And I had a chat with him saying, you can't use that. You know, that it's not funny. Yeah, yeah, it was. It's not funny. It's not appropriate, and you can't. You know, if you do it again, I can't book you again. Well, he did it again, and that was it. You know. But it's amazing to think some of the things they get away with back then, which
But that's what you were saying. It's that was part of our lifetime, which is just it's incredible.
Yeah.
To think of those things 10, 15 years ago. Was
I I remember one comedian, and we never did book him again. He wanted to, he was about to tell a racist joke, and this was a joke that was derogatory towards Asian people. And again, I'm going back to the late '80s, and I sort of remember little things you remember as a kid. He'd go, right, let's have a look around, see if we've got any in tonight. No, right, okay, lovely. There was these two,
Yeah, and then you tell the joke.
and then they'd tell the joke. You know, and it would get a rapturous, thunderous roar of laughter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
But things change, Thomas, and you know you haven't got to look that far back to see that things do change.
Yeah.
And things like that probably still now, and I know they make big things about it, but still go on, perhaps to a lesser degree, I'd hope. But things do go on now. But I think at least now, we challenge it, and I think that's the right thing to do. I think
100%, 100%.
if you think it's wrong, you know, you've got an opinion, you've got to challenge it and just say, look, I don't agree, and if everybody else does, then that's fair enough. It's your opinion.
You see, not all comedians were like that back in the day. I mean, I can think of one comedian in particular who has never told a dirty joke in his life. He's never told a joke that is remotely racist or derogatory in any way, shape or form to any person whatsoever. And that's John Martin, the Liverpool comedian.
Mm-hmm.
And John Martin, he was one of the few comedians who could go into the main room at Claret and on a busy Saturday in the main summer season, he'd stand on that stage, or so what he'd do, he'd walk into the middle of the room sometimes, and you could hear a pin drop in there. Why? Because everybody wanted to listen to what he had to say. And like I said, it was very, very, very clever jokes. I'll never forget one of the jokes. I mean, it's perhaps not as relevant now. He was pretending to read some articles from the newspaper, and he said that, you know, Jerry Adams has been into a phone shop today, and he refused to take out a contract because it was orange, you know. And I thought, you know, very, very, his humour was like that. It's very, very on point and very clever, and that's what you'd do. He'd get the newspaper, and he would look through it, and he would make notes in the newspaper. And he used to write for Bob Monkhouse, for Ken Dodd. He still does a lot of writing now, and we've booked him a few times at Park Farm because he lives not too far away from Mould, and he is not one little bit rude whatsoever. And then
He still does the cruises as well.
he still does the cruises. And then the other thing I used to notice is that a couple of times we tried it, we'd have like an adult only night, and I think the first one or two occasions we did it, you have a comedian, and all they would do was do their normal routine, but just fill it with F this and F that, you know. And it's like, well, no, that's not what we want, you know. Just because you swear doesn't make you appropriate. It doesn't make it appropriate. It doesn't make it funny because you've got an adult only audience. So it's just amazing. I've just been thinking back now, just how it was back then on the circuit, with, you know, going back to what you're saying with Marty Kane smoking on stage and some of the stuff she was saying. You just wouldn't get away with it now, and rightly so. They should never have got away with it back then.
No. But, you know, and there were big names like Bernard Manning. You know what I mean? He was the most racist, vile, but he was huge, literally.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I just think back then, in the working men's clubs, there seemed to be, well, there was a big appetite for that type of humour and for that, you know, for those types of jokes.
But what amazes me, and this is going, I suppose, going more on the sexuality thing of things, but when you look back at how bigoted it was back then, But then you had stars like John Inman and Frank, what's his name, shut the door? Larry Grayson.
Larry Grayson. Yeah.
How that must have been for them to try and make a name back then. But well done on them for doing it. Do you know what I mean?
So I think he's one of the funniest people, Larry Grayson. One of the funniest things. You watch him now, and he's just so funny. It's so funny. The things he says,
clever.
but there you go.
So funny.
Well, I've enjoyed this evening, fellas. I really have. It's been a pleasure to have your company.
Thank you very
And
much.
and tonight is one of the nights we haven't planned what we're gonna talk about. We've just gone on, done it off the cuff, and I think it's worked okay actually.
Waffle, that's what it's all about. Just having
Yeah.
a waffle.
Yeah. So Jem posted in the chat half an hour ago. Should we call it a night? so I'll just pick that message up now. So yeah, I'm happy to go and continue to watch my Michael Jordan documentary. And yeah, happy to call it a night. And thank you for your company.
No, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. So what we got tomorrow, Jim?
Tomorrow night, yeah, just a reminder, we haven't had many in. So if anybody else still wants to send a video in, please do it for our little variety show tomorrow. Yeah, but also we've got Ian's going to be taken to the stage as well tomorrow night.
Oh yeah, I'll sing a few songs. Yeah.
Friday night, we've got Your Better Half coming out, taking over.
Andy's gonna have a go, isn't
And
he?
coming on Friday.
Make him suffer. Fridays.
Then on Saturday, we've got Beth. Beth's going to be just doing it. She's not going to be doing just a 90s stuff. She's going to be doing whatever you request. So an all-request show from Beth on Saturday. And then Sunday, I'm taking you to the theatre and the musicals.
Oh, lovely. Oh, very, very
Not
sophisticated.
going highbrow this week.
Oh,
Highbrow. No, lovely. What a ball.
Maybe what we could do then, Jem, we could ask our viewers before we go to message you their favourite songs from musical theatre.
And then I can kill them for them.
No.
For life.
No, that'd be so. If you've got a favourite song from the world of theatre,
Yep.
I mean, I'd love to hear you sing "Defying Gravity," Jem. If you could do that for me.
I can do that.
Do you do that?
Yeah. I've got a version out of Rocky.
Have
version.
you?
Yeah.
Oh, I'd love to hear that. I love that song.
Version of that. Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go. That's my request. Defying. Have you got a request for Jem?
I was trying to think that there was a song that I heard, and I thought, oh, that's a what's his? Yeah, Good Morning Starshine. Is it the Earth Says Hello? Good morning,
yeah, a little bit.
Starshine. The Earth Says Hello. Da-da-da-da-da.
Glab glooby nippy nappy nooby la 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 la. You just want to hear me sing stupid words.
Where's that from? Is that from Starlight or something? Or
That's Hair.
No,
oh, from Hair?
Oh no, it's not. Is it Hair or is it Godspell?
it's
Oh, what's that medley from Hair?
That one starts with "This is the dawning of
at
the."
the age of Aquarius.
Oh, have you got that?
I'll
That's a brilliant. Is that a song or is that an actual medley from the show?
I'm trying to think what the other one was.
It's a medley, isn't it? It's
Was it Let the Sun Shine in there? Let the sun shine. Yeah.
Oh, Thomas, it goes on for about 15 minutes.
It was Aquarius into Let the Sun Shine In.
Yeah.
I'll have a look. Is
That's
that's
good.
an ensemble number? If that makes
What was the one that Simon used to sing?
So, Jem, and there's your challenge then. Record the backing vocals.
Oh, you like to do things like that to me, don't you?
There you go. That's your challenge. That is your challenge for Sunday to do that Hair medley.
Okay, I'll have to find. I was going to see if I can find it first. That's.
There's a light at the end of the tunnel. Your Simon used to
Oh,
sing.
brilliant.
What was that one?
There's a light at the end of the tunnel.
It's ganz am Licht, ganz am Ende des Tunnels.
What's that from?
Starlight.
Starlight.
Oh, is that from Starlight?
Yeah.
God, I'd never heard it, but we used to do it. We used to
Do you
keep
reckon?
taking key.
Do you reckon Simon could do it for us?
Simon, I can ask. I doubt it. But
Wouldn't it be great if you could ask Simon just? And you can do all the production on it and everything, can't you, to get it to sound how we want it to sound? Because obviously you want to have his
I can ask, but he's
full
A, he's
equipment
done
now.
very well, obviously.
Mm.
So and B, he hasn't performed in a very, very long time. So
Well, there's no time like the present.
I can only but ask. We'll see what he says.
Wouldn't it be great if he says no, but you say, well, come on, we'll do a duet then. Two brothers doing a duet.
I'll give it my everything.
Give it everything.
I'll give it my everything, but I know what my brother's like.
And maybe you two could do a song together.
Me and Simon,
No, you and Ian.
me and Ian, we could do a song together, no problem.
Oh, we could, yeah.
Or maybe you, Ian, and Andy could do a song together.
Well, like that when we did the Beatles the other night, that was fun.
It's going to end up like a bleeding choir in a minute.
You know what I mean?
Maybe me, Andy, Jem, and you, Thomas, could do a song together.
No problem at all. No problem at all.
Yeah, can we go back on that one, please? I've got altitude on my system, but it don't work.
I'll murder a song for you. Big or small, I'll murder them all. Songs, that is. Well, I'm going to say goodnight.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you want to, one of you want to play out of a song, or
We could do that one together, Ian, that we were going to do.
Okay.
Want to
Okay.
do that one?
Yeah. Let me go on to this piano. I don't need my mic, do I?
No.
No, I don't need my mic. No, I'll just go.
what's this one then?
A bit of Can't Help Falling in Love, a little bit of Elvis.
Okay, you might want to. You might have to leave the accompaniment off and just do piano only, because I think that's what causes the.
Well, we'd planned on a little bit of some acoustic stuff tonight, so I think we've
Okay.
got...
Well, I'm going to say goodnight. I'm going to. Yeah.
All right then. So,
Yeah.
you ready, Ian?
What was that? I've just heard something there.
Wise men say only fools rush in, for I can't help falling in love with you. Shall I stay? Would it be a sin? For I can't help falling in love with you. Like a river flows surely to the sea, darling, so it goes. Some things are meant to be. Take my hand, take my whole life too, for I can't help falling in love with you. Like a river flows surely to the sea, darling, so it goes. Some things are meant to be. Take my hand, take my whole life too, for I can't help falling in love with you, for I can't help falling in love with you. Ah, thank you, Ian. That was lovely. Thank you very much.
Very nice. Very nice. Very nice too. You sang that very, very nicely.
And you played it lovely, as always.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
So, ladies and gentlemen, it's good night from us. We'll see you the same time tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. Good night, God bless. See you tomorrow. Good night.